Well, it's Monday. We're back again.
It's Monday, boys and girls, let's party! It's Monday, boys and girls, let's party!
It's Monday, boys and girls. Let's party. It's a good day to be here. It's a great day to see all of you out there. We've got Mo Zamboni joining us, I believe, for the first time on That Park Place Live. Mo, welcome aboard, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me on. It is Monday. Thanks.
Mo, I always look forward when I find out you're going to be on a show. I always look forward to it because I know the way you can elevate a conversation. And, I get excited when you're on the pro show to have you on That Park Place Live. Man, I'm so excited today.
I'm excited too.
Let's get at it. MJ is here with us at Magically MJ. And MJ, look at that backdrop. Look at you going better and beyond with your camera, with your lighting, with your mic. Oh my gosh, you're a pro now, Magically MJ.
Not a pro, but I'm getting there. I'm trying. I love everyone so much. I really try and put some effort. And it's been a work in progress, but thanks to everyone. I'm here and God is great because he's just good every day, all day. And that's why we're all here, right?
That's right. Be good to God's babies. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting underway with a lot of news today, and we're very excited. We're hoping we see a Culture Casino drop by sometime. That would be nice, eh? But there is a chance. I don't know. We're working on the scheduling still behind the scenes. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. But we may get an appearance by a certain Mally Mouse here on the show today. We'll see if she gets to drop by. We would love to have her. Mally, if you're listening out there, we know that it's a tough day, but if you get over here, we'd love to have you come our way. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready to get underway? I think we are. We've got stories near and far when it comes to Disney. Not only are we covering the verticality now of expansions, not only are we covering Rock and Roller Coaster, we're also going to be covering a potential reality check, let's say, for lots of dinks, for lots of Disney adults out there who thought they were going to be drinking in the Magic Kingdom real soon. Turns out that Villain's Land, not coming for a very, very long time. We've got this exclusive scoop here. We'll talk about it in just a few. Boy, oh boy. And look at that Super Chat goal. Folks, if you help us hit that Super Chat goal, if we get to 20 today, we are going to unleash the memberships and give away a bunch of gifted memberships right here from the channel. And we're very excited to do that. Let's see. What do we got here? I'm getting this from Jonas. Let's see. Jonas says Disney has just released a new advertisement for what to expect from Villain's Land. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll play it then, eh?
It's 2035 and it's time for the grand opening of a long-awaited Villains expansion.
Here we are in the first attraction, a grown-ups only establishment where you can get sloshed with Ursula. And guess what? Here we are again, back at another bar. Have you ever wanted to booze it up with little green men?
Excuse me, are there any rides here or is this all just bars?
Oh, there's tons more here beyond alcohol.
Well, look at all that DVC. Look at all those lounges. Oh my gosh, the money you can spend now, friends, at Villain's Land. I did not know that. That's not real, folks. I just want you to know. YouTube, don't hit us for it, okay? Disney, calm down. That's not real. We're just joshing you. We're just having some fun. But looks like what it could be, Mo.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It looks like it could be pretty fun. I was into what that girl was saying, and she got cut off abruptly. I would love to know more.
The little green men. You want to go?
Yes.
Party it up with the saucer people and the soldiers from Toy Story.
Who wouldn't? Yeah, small soldiers. Let's go.
I drink with Sarge. I think Sarge is a great guy. He's probably a lot of fun when he's off duty.
My favorite green man to drink with is the guy that gets shot. He's the one that is arbitrarily getting attacked in your little green men set. So he's obviously had it rough. So he's probably a fun hang. So. He's the guy when he drinks, it just pours out a little water spout out of his chest. Oh. No, MJ, Villain's Land. Are you excited about this thing? Are we going to get anything out of it?
You know, I already had a feeling it was going to be something like Fantasyland 2.0. I was not expecting it to be another Darkmoor, like everyone. They tease you with the concept art, right? So they just put a whole bunch of, not slop, but they just kind of like, raise the elements on the concept art. And I think everyone got in over their heads, and that's my opinion. It's not a shocker that it's going to be pretty much, Fantasyland 2.0 with a bunch of kiddie rides, which I'm kind of okay with because I am a mom and I kind of like going on rides with my kids. Sorry, everyone who was looking forward to really thrill rides, but it's not Universal. This is Disney World. So
Listen, I want a thrill ride in my Magic Kingdom. I want something that if I don't puke at least 3 times, I'm not having a good enough time. I just hope they get the shape language right.
And so what we've tried to do is really bring that shape language from the architecture. But like what we love to talk about at WDI is shape language. And we often refer to shape language. There's such iconic shape language in Spaceship Reverie Attraction. We really wanted to make sure that we fused to that throughout the space.
They don't know what the f they're doing. Do you understand that?
But they got that shape language right. Mo, you've never seen that one before? The non-stop shape language?
No, as a designer, it hurts my soul. I'm sure you saw me cringing.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mo.
That's not, you keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Princess Bride. I love it. All right, folks, it's time. We're going to dive into the news right now, and we've got a lot to cover. 200 of you joining us right now across the Tickety Talks, the Instagrammies, the GeoCities, and everywhere else we might be, mostly YouTube. But wherever you might be watching us, we're happy to have you. Let's talk about verticality, folks, because at Animal Kingdom, they're going up, 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 and not with up, but with Encanto. Out of WDWMagic.com, but really out of BioReconstruct, it has this. New photos reveal Tropical America's carousel and village construction progress at Disney's Animal Kingdom. And would you look at that? We're getting photos of the little carousel finally going in, and we can figure some stuff out about this now, eh? Look at the footprint. Look at it go. In a hurry? I don't think so. Construction on Disney's Tropical America's expansion at Animal Kingdom has made significant progress in recent weeks, with the carousel now clearly defined and framing underway on the entry village. Some call it a village. New aerial photos from BioReconstruct show the Tropical America's carousel foundation fully laid out. Some call it a merry-go-round. The circular yellow platform marking the carousel's footprint is visible from above, with crews actively working on the structure. And frankly, we needed that description of the photo that we can just look at and see all that. Thank you for that description. But you can see they've got the layout here. And of interest is that now we've got a good idea of exactly how this is going to go. You can see the restaurant over here. That was Restaurantosaurus, getting it changed. They're already selling the stuff from inside the restaurant in various places. I think Goodwill has some stuff. I'm kidding. Not really. But we can also see that the new entrance that's going to be here for going into Tropical Americas is going to have you go straight back towards Indy, towards Restaurantosaurus, and on your right is going to be the carousel. Now, the fascinating thing about this is that the carousel takes up a very small amount of space, and there's a lot of space over here. So what all is this going to be? Are we going to have an Encanto meet and greet or anything like that in this area? Don't know yet, but there's a ton of space here, and it doesn't seem like one little carousel is going to take it up. If we continue down, you can see that it's going to be right up against the walkway. This is a concrete barrier that lifts the ground, gives it a berm to hide what's behind. And if we take a look right here, folks, you can see that concrete berm even better. Now, my guess is that this concrete berm has pre-existed, because otherwise, I don't know how they did this and got the berm put there. So I think that's already been there, and they're just playing around with it. You can see the concept art. This matches up. You're going to come in through this entrance over here. The carousel will be on your right. There's also the way to come in, which will be the main way to come in, where the carousel will be on your left as you come into the Esplanade. Now, if we go back up and look at that, we can actually see that gate will be located right here. Okay, this will be the gate. You'll come in this way, and the Esplanade is going to be right in the middle of the restaurant, the carousel, and then Encanto. You can actually see the very beginnings of the building right here in the bottom right corner of that photo. You'll have the Encanto stuff basically directly in front of you, and you can divert over to Indiana Jones. The only thing that I'm a little disappointed about, MJ, I was hoping, and hope springs eternal, so maybe we'll get something, an answer about this, but MJ, we were hoping for some animals. We want some critters. We want some creatures. And we've been worried about this, that Animal Kingdom is losing its identity, and I don't see right now the kinds of structures and facilities that would indicate to me that they're going to put animals in. I think that's a huge loss. I think they need to put a few real animal exhibits into Tropical Americas. What say you?
No, I agree. We have so many really cool animals. I think the capybara and the emu I think, is that Australian or might be Peruvian? I don't know. Yeah, it would be really, really neat to have some animals from South America and Brazil. Central America has toucans. It would just be really cute to have that over there. Hopefully they make provisions for that. Got to keep an eye on those permits that they keep filing. But it would be silly not to incorporate animals from Central America and South America. There's so many different species that are so interesting. And yeah, we do need those meet and greets. I don't think they would have like a petting zoo situation, because I know they're totally getting rid of that for Bluey and Bingo over on the other side over in Rafiki's Planet Watch. But it would be really nice to see some animals from that side of the world. It would be cool to teach your kids. They need to make it educational, I would hope, because that's what they used to do in Animal Kingdom. It was a nice experience. You were immersed in different lands and you got a little bit of education while you were visiting. But I don't know if they care about educating the little ones anymore.
Give us a llama. We'll take a llama. A llama will work. And yeah, we would love, I don't know about capybaras, but we'll take, but anyway, we'll take, what's the giant rodent called, Mozamboni? What's the giant rodent down there in South America called? I don't remember it.
I thought it was called, wasn't it called? Oh my goodness. There's somebody I stream it that loves him and I can't remember. It's Monday.
I guess it is called a capybara. I think MJ's got it. Yeah. It is capybara. You're right, MJ. You're right. The giant rodent, it's a giant rat, right? It's worse than a groundhog, except they don't predict the weather. If we look at this, if we look at this layout, one of the things we're starting to figure out is that based on the construction pictures we're seeing, and we'll go back to those in just a minute, as you come into this area, it seems like their goal is for you to walk into the Esplanade and then look and you'll see the casita, right? The Mirabelle house, the Encanto house, lifted way up high. And the reason that we're starting to figure that out is because of how huge that show building is. It seems like they are really going to elevate the terrain over there and lift that house up hugely so that's going to be the focal point of this land, Mo. And I got to say, a lot of times we have negative things to say. Other than the missing animals, I think this is going to be a home run for Disney this time. I actually think they're going to have a great expansion for Animal Kingdom. What say you, Mo?
As somebody who is originally from a certain area in the Midwest, Mutual Omaha's Animal Kingdom was the all-time best, and I think not having those animals, I think it looks cool. Yes, it looks cool, but not having the animals, man, that was my favorite part about going to Mutual Omaha's Animal Kingdom back in the day. All the amazing monkeys and other animals. The monkeys were my favorite. I'm sorry, like the. So like that's where the wonder and stuff. I still remember that. I still feel that I like 10-year-old Mo when I think about that stuff. So yeah, it could be cool, but you're not going to beat God's creations. They're glorious and beautiful. So
yeah, let's get the tamarins out there. Let's get the jaguar. Don't put the jaguar with the capybara. It never goes well. We could even, I don't know if we could have a condor, exhibit, but there are lots of things they could do. They won't do this, but they could even have a little, exhibit off to the side with some Galapagos animals. Your Disney World. You can have these cool things. Let's do it. It's Animal Kingdom. Let's put those critters in. But what are we getting in this land, folks? Well, we're getting a reskinning of Indiana Jones. We're getting an all-new dark ride that will definitely be an e-ticket attraction. That's based around the idea of going into little kids' animal bedroom, the dormitorio. And then we're also getting the carousel. So this is I guess it's not an increase of rides if you consider Dinorama. But in terms of rides that really matter, Chester and Hester's was never great. And Primeval Whirl, if you wanted to hurl, it was fine. But these are much better attractions that will be here. And we missed Dinosaur. I wish they had kept the dinosaur theme and put this in a different area. They have plenty of land, but that's not what they went with. And what we're getting, I got to say, versus the other stuff Disney has done so far, this looks okay to me. I think they're going to have a winner, but animals, get the animals. MJ, final thoughts on what we're seeing with Tropical Americas. A very different situation from Villains Land, which I think could be a full-blown disaster.
Oh, no, I agree with you totally. Hey, you know what? You made a great point. Being from South Florida, I used to take my girls when they were really little to, it used to be called Jungle Island back in the day. Now it's Parrot Jungle or Parrot Island. They changed the name after COVID. But there is a capybara and a sloth experience that you would pay for. And I think that Tropical Americas could have that if they really wanted to, put the effort, get some really good animal trainers and let people have an experience, take a picture with a sloth. I mean, we already have one in the Tree of Life theater that, everyone likes. We all love Flash. But I mean, I just think it would be really cool to incorporate some meet and greet with real life animals. Not too many, just like I said, like a capybara or a sloth. If Miami can pull it off, Animal Kingdom should be able to.
And let's get real. How much would we all pay to go and hold a baby sloth? I mean, they're just, frankly, they're the cutest creature on the earth. They really are. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they survive. They move at 5 miles per hour, but you know what? They're cute. They're cute, darn it, like pandas. And MJ, I realized why I was so confused and I couldn't get capybara in my head as the animal we need to have. It's because I've got an attachment of animal. I think it's real, and I think we could put it there. MJ, what do you say about maybe chupacabra?
That's more of the Caribbean. That's not themed. That wouldn't be going in going, it wouldn't be going together with the Central and South America thing.
You're totally accepting it's real, right?
No, it's a myth. And
come on.
I'm not going to, being half Puerto Rican, it's 100% a myth. It is not for real. I don't even know what they were thinking when they came up with that. Maybe to scare the little ones. Go to bed or the chupacabra is going to come eat you.
I totally would go see a cryptozoological Animal Kingdom. I would leave right now if they open one. I don't care where it is.
I love it. Come in the black light lit room and pet the chupacabra. Now that would be fun.
We'll ride the rides and see the sights, conquer lines, face our frights. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you. Yes, you. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you.
Legend has it he's still sitting there waiting for somebody to find him. All right, Ruby Hoove is out there gifting that Park Place membership. Thank you, Ruby Hoove. We appreciate you. We've also got Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle member for 5 months. 5 months? Groovy. That's right. That sounds like a birthday to me. Happy birthday. Happy 5 months. That's fantastic. Let's see here. Folks, we've got something has been changed here. This is not the style we use. We use this one. I love having the pictures big, but that looks better. That looks professional now. Blind also sending in $3 for a super sticker. Thank you so much. Ken Reihard is a member for 10 months. Toledo has the U.S. Open in 2045. May still beat. All right. What's VL going to stand for here? Villano? May still beat Villano? Valencia. Okay, Valencia. All right. Thank you. MJ, you're more cultured than I. MJ, what are you drinking? That looks purple. Is that because of your background? Background? Oh.
It's actually a green smoothie full of like kale and cucumbers and coconut water and stuff.
No, that's totally real because that is the most neon colored drink. I was like, wow. I don't know what food coloring that is, but that's impressive.
It's bright green. It's because of the green screen. So
she might not survive it, but it was a colorful way to go. OG Dutchie for $5.99. Holy moly, MJ. Congratulations as the producer of the Vash Sky Parkcast for hitting 1,000 subscribers. Well deserved.
Glory to God. All the glory to God, not to anything else. It's been a really cool ride being over there with Vash. It's quite an experience, and it's just taking off. And I'm so happy for him. He really deserves it.
He's a cool guy. I'm going to click the button because we want to play the OG Dutchie clip. When we do, things are going to happen. Did we keep it? Hey, nothing went wrong. Oh wait, it didn't switch over. Of course, it didn't switch over. There you go. StreamYard refusing OG Dutchie to play your clip. Can you believe this? What clip can we play that would satisfy the need to celebrate OG Dutchie when it refuses to play our clip? How about this one?
Why, you can't open a splash mountain when that mountain ain't got no water.
No water.
No water. No water.
No clip, no water. OG Dutchie, we'll get you next time, I promise. StreamYard struggle busing today. Texas 8412 for 5. Villains is conjured architecture, not shape language. Is it okay to say that Villains is based on hate language, not shape language? I don't know. They're villains after all. England EG for 2. Disney is including animals. They call them dinks. Yeah, I just hope they clean up after themselves. And finally, Christian Corralejo for $5. They should at least have llamas and squirrels to tie a meet and greet with characters from Emperor's New Groove to. Imagine meeting Kronk with the squirrels. He'll teach you how to speak to them. Squeak, 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 squeaker,
Oh my God,
squeakish.
you sound just like him.
Thank you. I try. Now let's go ride Soren together. All right. What do you think? I don't know. I don't know if squirrels have ever been attempted in a zoo. I'm not sure. I mean, they just kind of show up on their own usually.
Yeah, they're everywhere in Disney World, and they're pretty wild and vicious. I don't want to touch a squirrel.
I've met squirrels in Florida. They should be in an enclosure, but not to be seen or enjoyed, just in an enclosure.
They get
Florida
front row
squirrels.
seats to the fireworks show. Them and the opossums.
Florida squirrels are not like other squirrels, apparently. I like squirrels. I mean, they're nice little creatures. You just got to be nice to them, you know? They rule the world. They're like cats. Cats took the internet. Squirrels took the real life. That's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, we hit the news more. We got the main story up, and let's open the door to it. Get ready, because it turns out Villains Land. Were you excited about that? Were you listening to all these people saying, oh, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better? Well, what have I told you? No, it's the same, and you're going to be waiting a very, very long time for Villains Land. Here we go again. Back to Blog Mickey. It says Disney says infrastructure work for Piston Peak National Park and Villains Land to be completed by 2028. Oh, wait. Hang on a second, ladies and gentlemen. There's a caveat there. Do you all see the caveat? Do you all see what infrastructure work? Now, wait a minute. What exactly is infrastructure work? Does that mean the buildings are done? No. Does that mean that we're going to open it? No. What is infrastructure work? Well, it could mean the utilities are done for all we know. It could mean that they've got the scaffolding down, the foundations are done. We don't know what infrastructure work means, but it could mean we're in for a very long time of this not being done. It says, as part of a recently filed permitting package for infrastructure work at Magic Kingdom to support Piston Peak National Park and Villains Land. Stop! Read the first sentence again with me, folks, because there's something here to be seen. As part of a recently filed permitting package for infrastructure work. Okay, now wait a minute. Okay, what does this infrastructure work do? It supports Piston Peak and Villains Land. So this is not Piston Peak, the Cars attraction. And this is not Villains Land. This is infrastructure that supports it. In short, the infrastructure work has been permitted to begin shortly and wrap up by 2028. Here are the details. Says, I want to make sure I make extra clear here. The construction timeline that we're discussing here is not directly tied to an opening date for either Cars or Piston Peak or the Villains Land. Instead, it is a piece of the puzzle, giving us some insight into Disney's anticipated construction timeline for key infrastructure work for the projects. For our Canadians watching out there who may have misunderstood, projects. We take care of our Canadians around here. First, a quick recap of where the Cars and Villains construction site is at the moment. The aerial photo above was taken earlier this month. In it, we can see the ongoing site clearing and dirt moving. Largely, the work on the site has consisted of trying to create a grade from which to begin infrastructure work. Infrastructure work. All right? Now, I don't know if you all know this. There's a ton of land over here beyond where this picture is taken. There's a ton of land over here in this area beyond where the picture was taken. And all this land that's been cleared that people keep posting saying, it's going to be huge, it's going to be massive. It's parking lots. What you're getting is literally this where the river was, this where the river was, and there's a show building here and a show building here, and that's it. That's it. Call it a wrap. That's a day. Done. And all that expansion land that they could have used for theme park stuff, nope. It's going to be parking lots. It says, that said, there is some construction development on the far south end of the site, nearest the Frontierland Border Walk. We covered that construction in a detailed article. It's the mountain and the stream and all that. Okay, there it is, right there. Look, they're getting ready to put the mountain and the stream in. Okay, got it. But here's the deal. It says the newly filed permit suggests that Disney doesn't plan on even beginning infrastructure work until next month. The scope of the work listed in the permit relates to potable water main connections and extensions to support construction. So, Mo, they're going to be done getting ready to build something by 2028. They're going to be done getting things ready to build stuff by 2028. And yet, Mo, there are many out there saying, it's coming in 2028. Get ready. Disney has turbocharged the parks. We're getting it all. We're getting everything. Mo, this is crazy. This thing's not going to be done until the 2030s at this rate.
Yeah, no, that's not very good. When somebody says, "Yeah, we're starting on the infrastructure," like you said, is like, it's like a girl says, "Hey, yeah, I'll let you go out to dinner with me. I'll let you pay." I'll let you. It's just basically like, okay, like, are we going to how long is this going to take? Like that sounds like a scammy house builder. Like I would pull out of building a house if somebody told me that.
Mo, it's like asking somebody out on a date. Okay, let's take the girl analogy. It's like you met this beautiful young lady and you want to take her out on a date, and you say, "When can we go out on a date?" And she says, "Oh, we're definitely going to go out on a date. How about in a month we talk about where the date might be one day?"
Yeah. That's exactly what it feels like. And a long time ago, I was there. So.
But the internet is all abuzz because they've seen tremendously little modifications to the permits, and they believe that all that rumor about Josh tomorrow scrapping everything and making it all anew, they think it's true, but it's not. Tom Brecker is now confirming this Disney Tourist blog, right along with us, says new Disney World permits show changes to Villain's Land, but not scrapping of previous plans. And folks, if you think you're getting that concept art, think again. If we go down, Tom shows, here's what you're getting, okay, folks? Remember what Pro said, it's all a parking lot. Look at all this, it's all a parking lot. All that. You thought it was going to be stuff. You thought it was going to be cool stuff. It's a parking lot. What about this land up here, Pro? What's it going to be? It's nothing. They're not going to fill it in. What about, okay, so what do you get? You get a mountain. You get a Cars round ride. You get something to hide, Villain's Land from Big Thunder. And you get 2 show buildings for Villain's Land. Yay! That's what you get. That's what they're doing. They're not changing it. And you're not getting this. MJ, I don't think you're going to get this till 2035, because if they finish the Cars thing, now we know how slowly Disney goes. If they literally don't have whatever the infrastructure stuff is done until 2028, and then they start to build the thing, it's going to take them 2 more years. So that's 2030 for Cars Land. They're not going to be done with Villain's Land until after that. So we're in for a very long time of construction for something that people just aren't excited about. And MJ, I think people are going to start wondering, we got rid of Rivers of America for what? And how long until the train's running again, MJ?
Yeah, that's really scary. There was a rumor that the train is going to be like rerouted or something like that, because right now it's going reverse and forward. But what really has me worried is the other lands. Tomorrowland is in dire need of refurb and paint. They're not being cohesive with the paint work at all. There's so many different colors in Tomorrowland. They really need to take a look at that. And then Fantasyland, there's just a lot of TLC that needs to be going on around the whole entire theme park. At least update some things or freshen them up, because we're going to be waiting 5, 6, 7 years for these areas to be available for us to enjoy. God only knows what's going on. Maybe it's just a safety net, because the permits do extend. You can extend it, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to be finished until the permit expires. But I really hope they put TLC into the Magic Kingdom, give it what it deserves, and give some people some perks in the meantime. Give us more bang for our buck, right? I mean, I'm not telling Disney, hey, we need a discount on tickets, because the tickets are already like through the roof. But add in some incentives that will entice people to come visit the parks during all this downtime.
I want people to understand again, and we're not here to hate on Disney. We're not here to be mean to Disney. But the problem for Disney is when they show concept art like this, and this is why we're willing to get rid of Rivers of America. This is why, even though they had land to put this without getting rid of Rivers of America, this is what it was worth. You want this? We have to look at the mountains. This is going to make Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Pandora look like nothing. It's going to look like your local little, carnival that showed up. This is going to be the big kahuna. Dark Universe, who cares about that? This was the glorious reveal of what Villain's Land is going to be. And now what we're finding out is probably around 2035, you're going to get 2 actual buildings, little facility building back here. That might be a bathroom. Could be a bathroom. Could be a train station. But you're going to get 2 real rides, and that's it. In 2035, maybe. Mo, this is why Universal, I think, does a much better job of managing expectations, because now that since they announced this a decade, and this looks nothing like what we're finding out from the permits. This matches up with nothing that the permits show.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I've always enjoyed going to Universal more, because I know that while there is a level of grandeur that Disney hits, like I remember going to Disney a while back, Universal always gives you these wonderful portions of really fun experiences. And they don't try to oversell you on anything. They know exactly what they need to hit, and they hit it very well. This is what scares me about going to Disney, and families got to pay a lot of money to go there. But Universal always seems like a much better value. And when you see stuff like this, like right off the bat, the lady was talking about shape language. There's no shape language in this. It looks like a poor imitation of Fran Frazetta. If you're any artists out there, it looks busy. It looks try hard, and it doesn't look like anything tangible. Like where do you go in this park? It just looks like you just swim in these pools or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looks like nothing. It's just nothing. Like make me artist rendition and put a cool raven in there. Good. Done. Universal tells you what they're gonna make, and they set the expectations and are reasonable, but they always, much like Super Nintendo World, they deliver. They over deliver. Under promise, over deliver. The crux of marketing and how to market your anything.
Mo, let me just from your so professionally you do this for a living, the artistry and designing things. Mo, when you look at that concept art, we'll pull it back up on the screen one more time. Here's the concept art. When you see giant castle, layers of mountains and rock work. You've got a roller coaster in the top left that's spinning around. You've got a different roller coaster that's underground with waterfalls pouring over. You've got people walking all through this stuff. You got a castle over here, a castle up there. When you look at all this stuff, and then you see that in reality, we have two buildings, because all this on the bottom half here, this is Cars Land, okay? Everything down here is Cars Land. Everything above this little point where the gas line connects together, this is Villains Land up here. Mo, is there any way that matches up with the concept art?
Only if they just use the art as a matte painting inside the exhibit would it ever work. But other than that, this looks woefully, even like a layman. And like me in the chat, I don't understand construction and stuff like that, but this just looks incredibly underwhelming. This looks like a really, really unfun game of SimCity.
It looks like they promised, hey, we're going to give you 2 times what Nintendo World is. We'll give you 2x. It's going to be great. It's going to be like unbelievable. And then they said, well, what if we gave you Storybook Circus, like half of that instead? And what if we give it to you in 6 or 7 years? And by then, maybe you'll just forget that picture ever existed. That'll work. That'll work. Mm-hmm. But who knows? Maybe we get an Ursula spinner. That would be cool. I'll take an Ursula spinner.
The 5th spinner in Disney World.
Yay!
We're playing in the green grass. Oh, tell me, how do we make it last? Under the sun, the blue stretches.
Look at that, folks. We got it to play. Somehow, some way, we managed to get OG Dutchie's clip to play. What I'm discovering is that apparently with StreamYard today, which I had been told StreamYard is struggle busing, but I did not know how badly StreamYard appears to be struggle busing. But apparently the story is that when we select something, it now takes it 10 minutes to figure out what it wants to do, and then we go there. So by playing the OG Dutchie clip, we may be stuck not having any more clips or the typical stuff we do around here. We'll figure it out, folks. But what I'm trying to say is normally we would introduce the next man with grandeur, with, I don't know, a 3-minute long saga. And instead, we have nothing to bring him in with. We literally have nothing. We'll go with this.
You can sing the song, Pro, and the people in the live chat know the lyrics.
MJ, can you sing for us, please, then? You know the lyrics. Sing it for us, MJ. Sing us the song.
If it's who I think it is coming in. Okay, guys in the audience, ready? We're going to do it together, and you have to put it in the live chat. Purple potatoes.
Keep going, MJ. Fried green tomatoes, arugula.
Arugula.
Hey, Hey, what's up? It's Culture.
No soup for you. Okay. Anyway, thanks for having me today. I'm grateful to be here. Mo is I love. Look at how beautiful it is behind Mo. He's got a beautiful background.
He does.
Yeah, and really MJ, you look bright and shiny. You're very smiley today. I love it.
Try to smile every day.
And then Pro just like is nursing that cup of coffee like the slowest drink ever.
Hey, it's my performance enhancing drug. Hey, Culture, would you mind, as you come in, give us your thoughts on Villains Land? I'm going to dip and come back in and see if I can fix StreamYard, and I'll be right back. But tell us what you think about what's going down with Villains Land, and how are the Dinks going to handle this?
Well, I think they'll be fine. Again, there are a certain segment of the population that are, Disney adults, and Disney adults seem to soak up, whatever it is that the company wants to provide. That's one of the biggest problems I think that Disney has is they are only targeting a small percentage of the guests with something like this. Something like Villains Land should be broadly appealing. It should be an easy home run. And I don't think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be much like New Fantasyland and be a lot of wasted space, a lot of extra concrete, a lack of foliage now, and water, which actually will reduce the cooling effect that once existed in that same location. Not
Culture,
to mention,
are you just being cranky? We brought you in here and you're negative right off the bat. Are you being cranky?
No, I started off very positive, complimenting Mo, the lovely magically MJ, and I even said something nice, well, not offensive to you. So anyway, I know
I won't play this then. I won't play that.
Yeah, you're just testing the clip, right?
Just making sure the audio levels are right.
All right. Well, I'm going to say this. Look, the scope and scale of the building isn't surprising to me. Most people don't realize exactly how large something like Splash Mountain is, or how big a building Pirates is housed in, or any of those other things. So, but I'm going to presume, and this is maybe dangerous on my part, that they're going to value engineer everything we're going to get. Because that's what's been happening ever since the Tron coaster debacle, which took 7 years and was already something built in another country. And it was basically, it become an off-the-shelf installation for Disney at that point. There was no reason for that to take so long outside of just trying to limit CapEx. And that's the problem with this approach. And again, we've talked about the fact that the new president, the new CEO, the parks guy is going to continue to give us value engineered stuff going forward. I don't have the kind of faith that a lot of people do. And Josh,
Culture, what if I told you though? What if I told you I can restore your faith?
Well, you got to have faith.
We just got Culture this morning. We just got a new video in of what they're planning to do with Villains Land. Are you ready? You weren't here, so you don't know.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. You're going to feel better about this.
Okay.
It's 2035, and it's time for the grand opening of a long-awaited Villains expansion.
Here we are in the first attraction, a grown-ups only establishment where you can get sloshed with Ursula. And guess what? Here we are again, back at another bar. Have you ever wanted to booze it up with little green men?
Excuse me, are there any rides here, or is this all just bars?
Oh, there's tons more here beyond alcohol.
Culture, I know you're excited about that. DVCs as far as the eye can see. Lounge after lounge after kiosk after kiosk.
Yeah, I feel like I'm stepping into drinking around the world in Epcot all of a sudden. I don't know why. But,
Russell Crowe is going to be a big fan of this expansion.
Maybe a little Mel Gibson mixed in there as well. But when you look around at what Disney's been focused on, I think that particular video you created conveys the point.
What do you mean I made it?
Whoever
are you insinuating, Culture?
Whoever.
Are you saying that's not real Disney?
It seemed like real Disney. It was in the right tone and flavor of what new.
Dreamer's Point is the antithesis of the idea that Walt had this incredible optimism and hope for the future, that if we all work together and we all dream together, we could build the impossible and make it our reality.
That is the antithesis right now. MJ's gone.
She'll be back.
Oh,
okay. MJ's going to be back in about 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. Look, Mo, I don't know, but from your perspective, do you think that Disney is singularly focused on on extracting as much money from adults as it possibly can. It's no longer a park for children.
Thank the Lord they're not trying to get money from the kids. I mean, if they were trying to take the money from the kids, that's just cruel.
No, but children are usually inspired to ask their parents, right? So, Mo, do you think the assessment of, adding more bars and things like that is a little discouraging?
I think childlike wonder is approachable to people of all ages. And when you start putting alcohol and more adult attractions, and this is just my basic view of this whole thing as far as the way they market it, is not good. Like, it takes you out of it. There's places where you can kind of get away with it, like Hogwarts and stuff like that. Butterbeer, you can kind of sneak it in there, but it shouldn't be the main attraction. And I think it sullies Walt's vision, as far as I'm concerned, because you want to live vicariously through your kid, or things like that. That's what makes Disneyland, Universal, all those places fun. I just don't like. I don't like the abundance of alcohol in those kind of places. I'm sorry. And I'm okay with having a drink, especially with little green men. I'm so excited about this. But I'm just saying, it just doesn't seem Disney. It never has. And that was before any of this nonsense started up around 10 years ago. I just never liked the idea.
If it just wasn't cynical, it's so blatantly cynical. Mm-hmm. They need their margins up because less people are going. So they need to increase revenue per person. So how do we increase it? Put a bar everywhere, baby. That's what we're going to do. And it's just so obvious what they're up to. If it fit in with stuff, if it was part of, making the experience better, whatever. But it's not. It's just them saying, there's got to be a way. What can we? Oh, I know how we'll do it. We'll slosh them around everywhere. England DG has that there for two. Can they charge Lightning Lane for a parking lot? Well, they always do with premium parking. You can pay for premium parking. You can pay to get up there. And if you got an EV, they'll charge you for that too. But yeah, they've got that. The parking lots they're doing for Villains Land, though, those are not for you. That's not for me. That's for cast members because they need more parking for Magic Kingdom. Also from England DG for 5, just remember what NFL's concept art looked like. And then you see, new Fantasylands. Boy, that confused me for a minute. England DG, you threw me for a loop. Just remember what New Fantasyland's concept art looked like. And then you see Beast's castle in person. It looks like a Lego model.
Well, They put a dollhouse on top of some rock work. It was really bad.
Well, and the bad thing about it, Culture, is all they have to do is move it back so it's farther into the distance, and it would work.
Yeah.
It's the proximity. It's how close it is. It gives away. The forced perspective does not work when it's right there next to you.
Yeah, and they didn't allow for smaller foliage to build over its scale. The reason why at Disneyland the Matterhorn works is because that forced perspective they created. Same thing with Main Street. As you go up in height with the buildings, they create the illusion that these buildings are much bigger than they are. And whereas they are usually able to hide from guest sight with sightlines, they're enormous buildings that they have. Like the Indiana Jones attraction is actually in, what used to be part of the parking lot for Disneyland at the time. Now it's obviously adjacent to or across from DCA. But it's just you start to just realize the scale and scope of some of these buildings, and perhaps they can hide a roller coaster in Villains Land in one of those giant structures. But honestly, the original excitement for me about Cars Land in DCA was the idea that you were now in parallel with another vehicle. They created a ride system that was new and unique. They took something old and rejuvenated it. If you think they took basically Test Track and turned it into dueling Test Track, I think that's pretty cool. And I think the using old ride systems, I don't have a problem with. What I have a problem with is no innovation, no creativity. And it's going to be Merry Melody swings all over again, I'm afraid, and places where that kind of laziness shouldn't exist. Disney shouldn't be a lazy company. And I think MJ said before she took a break, we've got enough spinners. I feel like I can walk 35, 40 feet and be at another spinner. Yeah.
I just got a notice from Jonas.
Yeah.
Jonas notice.
What?
We got to play the thing. I didn't know that was an Easter egg that Rare put in there so long ago. You know, you're talking about spinners, you're cranky, he's got a little spinny thing. Anyway, okay, Wild and Crazy Bear for 2. Snow White will be in public domain when it opens.
Ooh.
You know, that's going to be interesting to see how Disney handles that. Snow White going in the public domain, the entire movie.
Well, I mean, they gave you a live action update that people just absolutely loved. I've never seen such performance out at the box office.
Never have I seen such performance. You're right. Not good. Aldo Casabona. Aldo, our buddy is out there. Amigo, welcome back, man. Bienvenidos. Hey, all. I'm starting my business degree tomorrow here in Chile. Very cool, wow. Aldo. Let us know where you going to school in Chile. Really excited and nervous. Cheers, pro and team. Aldo, it's so good to hear from you. Yeah. And I do miss all of my friends down there in Santiago. And what a beautiful city. One of the most beautiful cities in the world. If you've not been to Chile and you've not been to Santiago, it's just a fantastic place. Palm trees, and yet you can be snowboarding and skiing on in the southern Andes in just an hour. Folks, if you go there, go check out La Moneda, Plaza de Armas. There's so much to do, so much to see in Santiago, and of course, Viña del Mar, not so far away. Aldo, we're wishing you the best, man, and we can't wait till you come back to the U.S. But until then, have a great time in Chile.
Yeah.
Nathan is out there for 5. Can't wait until people can use ChatGPT with real Disney IP per their partnership to make videos trashing Disney. Not sure they thought that through. They're going to limit it significantly. That's not going to happen. They're going to make sure that doesn't play. But you can start playing around with it probably late summer is what I'm hearing. So sometime around end of July to September is when they're going to unleash this. And that stuff is actually, it's crazy to me. They're going to start putting it on Disney Plus. So the stuff you make, I don't think they're going to pay you, but if it's good, they're going to put it on Disney Plus on a little vertical spot.
Can I just say this, bro? I don't think they're going to be able to put the guardrails that tight on it that you're suggesting. I think there's a way outside the guardrails because I look for ways to get outside the guardrails on chat.
There'll be slip-throughs. Yeah, there'll be slip-throughs, but for the most part, it's going to be built in to prevent you from doing that. They don't want Mickey. This deal is going to prevent Mickey from saying something like, that Bob Iger, he's a piece of crap, I tell you, I mean, that's just not going to happen.
We have you doing it, so we're fine.
You're right. Mm-hmm. We'll take the clip and we'll put the audio on top of it. Perfect. England DG's out there again for 2. Ride Aladdin, as I do. Magical. Oh, my gosh. Blech. Oh, England, you got me. Jaeger bombs, honey. Jaeger. Okay, well, I tell you what. Folks, let's see what we got here. 5 out of 20 on the way to the Super Chat goal. Remember, if we hit that Super Chat goal, what are we going to do? We're going to give you some free memberships for TPP. Had a great time on Friday walking through the kind of topic only we could do here on a membership stream. We talked about with Ron Bradley and with Floral, a.k.a. Wilton, best places, best restrooms in Disney World for each park and best places to take a nap. So how about that? Mo, you got a favorite place to go take a nap in the theme parks? Where's your go-to?
Take a nap in a theme park. Right next to the Little Green Men after I do some I enjoy some libations with them. No,
folks, if you're wondering how quick this guy is, that was quick.
The log flume, because it makes for a great picture.
He's out cold. All right, well, let's continue on, ladies and gentlemen. We've got more stories to cover, and the next one's going to be spicy. The next one could get us in a little bit of trouble here, and we try to stay out of trouble. The Pro Channel, we'll get in trubs. But here, we try not to. But there's no way to avoid this, folks. It turns out that Gay Days is back, and you won't believe where they're going to host it in Orlando. It's not great.
It's showtime! Straight from the heart of the park.
Folks, That Park Place has this one by Marvin Montanero. If you're not yet bookmarked to the website, well, you should be. Gay Days returns to Disney World and Universal after sponsorship fallout. But folks, this is going to be one of those things where I don't think they're happy about this. Who's not happy? We'll explain. The long-running Gay Days Disney World gathering is officially back on the calendar for 2026 after organizers previously announced the Orlando event has been paused due to lost sponsorship. According to an update shared by Gay Days organizers, the multi-day celebration is now scheduled to take place June 4th through the 7th, with its host hotel set as the Holiday Inn. in Celebration. The reversal comes after uncertainty earlier this year about whether the event would move forward at all. Gay Days had earlier indicated that the June 2026 Orlando event was on hold. Organizers cited behind-the-scenes challenges, widely understood to include sponsorship difficulties, before later confirming the event would proceed. It's back. It's back. Gay Days is back for 2026. Here, I would say, is the problem. I don't know. Culture, I guess we'll start with you. I don't know if this is a win for them that it's being held at a Holiday Inn, right? This kind of turns it into a little bit of a meme, and this is not a giant convention center. This is not the Gaylord. This is not, folks, no. It's a real hotel. It's not being held at the, I'm not even going to say it again. I know what you do. You quit snickering, okay? Just stop it. It's not being held at the Contemporary. It's not being held at, there's so many places, Culture, this could be.
Yeah.
And instead, it's at a Holiday Inn, right? It might as well be at a Motel 6. I just don't know this is impressive.
Couldn't they put it at like the Coronado Resort? It has a convention center. I mean, there's a lot of a little bit off the beaten path on Disney property, is there not? But yeah, this does signal a major change. How is this affiliated with Disney if it's not at Disney?
Well, it's kind of, it's that Celebration, which used to be Disney, Mo, we try to be as fair, and grown-ups can do what grown-ups want to do, and so that's our position here. Yeah. But Mo, I don't think maybe the people who do Gay Days are going to be real happy with this one. I think this feels like a huge downgrade, and maybe the right answer here was for them to take a year off, considering, I know we've been to Holiday Inn. If you love Holiday Inn, great, but it's not as big as what they've been doing in the past. I don't think this is going to play well. What say you?
You know what? I don't think it should play well. And I'm with you. Live and let live. But as far as like the event, I think it was overly hyped, and I think this is probably the right venue for it. Honestly,
the Holiday Inn.
I got nothing else to say. I have my opinions on the matter, but as far as like them doing this, I think it should be relegated to somewhere like that, like a Holiday Inn, maybe a Ramada Convention Center. I don't know, but
I'm starting to think, a lot of people, that they wonder like how many people will attend this. Will you see a presence in the parks? I think there's going to be quite the decrease, probably. Mm-hmm. You've got WDW News Today covering this. We'll pull that up. They've got it covering. It's back, new location. And, it's like, new location sounds hip and fun. Also, don't you love, I'm pretty sure this is AI art. I'm pretty sure. That's got to be, this just looks like it was thrown together. It says, we are so excited to let you know that we've been working hard behind the scenes to make sure we bring the party that you want, expect, and deserve. So many announcements of events and special performers. Get ready for the ultimate celebration. 35th anniversary. This year promises to be the biggest and best yet, with unforgettable events, dazzling performances, and nonstop fun, all under one roof at our host hotel. We're taking over the entire hotel. So reserve your room before it sells out. Trust us, you don't want to miss out on being part of this iconic event. And the Holiday Inn and Suites, I don't know how many rooms that has, but it can't be that many in Celebration.
So I will say this, if you don't mind. I need to tie it back to the last item we were talking about. They have reasonably set expectations, so they're at least doing better than Villains Land at this point. So I give them that. But
that's a good point. By the way, we've looked this up. The Holiday Inn and Suites in Celebration has a total of 444 guest rooms. So that would put Gay Days participation at almost certainly less than 1,000. If you say that every one of those rooms is made up of couples and a fewer families, less than 1,000 people is the capacity for Gay Days 2026. I got to say, maybe hitting the brakes on this was a better idea. Culture, what say you?
I guess it's a lot cheaper than staying out on Disney property. You can get a room there for in the $120 range. So, it's more value, for people who are going to this. It still doesn't feel like it's related to Disney at all.
Right. Ron says it's not really.
Yeah.
And it's off the Bronson Memorial Highway. So it's it's celebration adjacent, right? It sounds better if they say it's in celebration, but it's just, I don't know. It's interesting to see how this plays out. I also think that part of what's destroyed this gathering that they do is the hatred that so many feel for Florida in that movement. And yet Florida has been recording record tourism. So it's a very strange thing to see how this is going down. Very strange, but definitely going down. And I'm just not feeling it when it comes to, I'm not part of that club anyway, but I'm not feeling it in terms of, hey, we're back, baby. And you can come find us over here at Howard Johnson, where your kids will eat free. And we got a 300 square foot conference center that we've converted the business area that has 2 computers, and we're gonna put a dancer in there, baby, and it's gonna be really good. I don't know. Guys, I'm not going to lie. I think we struggled in that last session as 3 heterosexual males trying to figure out what the heck to say about.
I will say this: they laid the infrastructure down for gay days, is what I read there. So,
I feel like we were very adjacent to quality talking points.
I wish we had known this though. Ron, you were just a second too late. We could have used this. Oh. It's a 3-star hotel. So yeah. They've switched from having these huge conference rooms and these massive hotels like the Coronado, like Culture was saying. Now it's a 3-star Holiday Inn is all they could pull off.
Well, you couldn't put them in a value resort because even those are going to be more expensive than $120 a night. So,
woof.
Yeah, at this rate, it'll be Roadway Inn.
Wow. Do they have convention center space? I don't know about that. Isn't it? What's the big one right now? Rosen hotels seems like all their hotels have a convention center in Florida. Is that right or no? Am I wrong?
I couldn't tell you.
But guys, did you get my joke earlier in that segment? Did you get the joke about the Gaylord Hotel?
Well, yeah, Gaylord Palms is an amazing. Have you ever been there? It's amazing. Holy cow!
No, Culture. I was trying to make it. Did you get the joke about it when I said it?
No, but there's an ice rink in there for Christmas and stuff. There's amazing stuff there. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Incredible.
Culture.
What?
Because the name of that hotel is the Gaylord.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's great company. There's many Gaylord hotels. They're wonderful.
Folks, we'll be right back. I gotta explain this to him.
Potatoes, fried green tomatoes, arugula. Hey, what's up?
When injustice strikes, I strike back.
Culture Casino. Let's go. Culture Casino. Let's go. When the EMS tries their best, strap him down, check his chest. Culture Casino. Casino. Culture Casino. Casino.
It was measuring attendance at Disney World on July 4th, which didn't really factor in temperature, which is about 100 degrees and 99% humidity on that day.
So anyway, Culture, that's...
No, that is unacceptable, Pro. I'm actually very disappointed in you right now. That's not the kind of humor we use here. That wasn't a joke. I mean, I feel like almost like I have to leave right now. That was a dirty joke. It was terrible.
I was just Jonas wasn't here, and I thought we were.
Let's not take advantage of the guiding principles not being here with us today. Okay, I feel like we need Jonas back. I'm
not playing his clip. It's entirely too long.
It's one of the best clips I've ever seen. But yeah, let's try and keep it above board, Pro. Come on, we can.
No more.
No more off-color jokes. Okay.
Okay.
This is a family program. We advertise that this channel, this program, family stuff. Okay. Keep it in line. No bad words either. That's not. Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
I didn't kill Han Solo. Wokeness killed Han Solo.
All right, folks, let's go to the super chat. We got right here from the Verse Dragon Queen for 5 real Villains Land art coming soon. I have the final thing to finish Culture's gift today, so I'll finish that up. Hugs for all. And say hello to that holiday disinclined skeleton. No. Culture, what's the gift today? What are you getting?
I have no idea. I can't wait. But look, she does a lot of great things over on her channel, so you should check it out. She solid quality reviews and a little bit of dragon facts here and there, so that's kind of fun. Oh, plus she plays with animatronics, so that makes her one of my favorite people.
Maybe she's giving you a free pass to the Gaylord Palms.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
Really?
What?
Really? Now it's just a cheap joke. Now we just go for the lowest common denominator joke. That's it. Okay.
Would you say low-hanging fruit?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's gay days after all.
What are we talking about?
Excuse me. No.
What's going on? I leave you
no.
guys unattended for how long, and I come back to this.
I'm officially off the hook.
I didn't know that. I just, you're telling me now for the first time.
I don't think that's fair. I tried the best I can.
I tried to be good, and then Culture took that low-hanging fruit, grasped it in his hands, and just went to town with a joke that really took this places we can't go.
I'm going straight to hell for that. All right, anyway.
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
That's
right. Speaking of which, there's only one place in the world to enjoy that now, I think, and it's Disneyland.
Folks, if you are offered Mr. Toad's Wild Ride at the Holiday Inns and Express at Celebration, which is not actually in Celebration, don't go on that ride. It is not what you're expecting at the Holiday Inn, okay? That's what I'm telling you. All right, we have more than 400 of you joining us right now as we continue to cover what's been going down at Disney World and Disneyland. And we've got a story right now we're going to go to. A special guest joining us that let's talk about the situation with Patriots in the Park, not Disney World, Disneyland this time as we move across coasts. Please welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, someone who has more viewership, more followership than poor lonely Walt.
We'll ride the rides and see the sights, conquer lines, face our frights. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you. Yes, you. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you. A happy holiday with you, yes, you.
Mally, there's only one way that we're going to get Walt, anybody, go sit with him. We're going to have to set up a lightning lane.
Yeah, that makes sense. Everything needs one now.
That's right. Folks, welcome to the show for the very first time. Mally Mouse, it's an honor to be on the panel with you. I think this is the first time we've ever done a panel together.
I think so, yeah.
But Mally, you have stepped in it. You've stepped in the mouse do because you went to Disneyland and you dared be a patriot over there. I can't believe what a rebel rouser you are, Mally. What have you been doing, Mally?
I like to stir the pot. What can I say?
Pot? Prepare to be stirred. Let's go to it. We've got an important piece of breaking news right now for you. Folks, take a look at this being covered on LA Local News. Dueling event set for Disneyland Saturday. That was this past Saturday in Anaheim. This is by iHeartRadio. Who knew that was an author, but apparently it is. And it says 2 separate politically charged events are set to converge at Disneyland in Anaheim this Saturday. Again, last Saturday. A pro-Trump gathering inside the park and a counter-event outside its gates, drawing attention to the theme park ahead of what could be an eventful day for visitors. And was the 805 Patriots, a political group based in the 805 area code region of Southern California, organizing the event, called it Patriots in the Park. And then you had the Brown Berets of California, a Chicano community organization, which did not actually go to the park and stood outside on a sidewalk. We don't know if 5 of those people joined up, but there was somebody in the parks for sure. And that is Mally Mouse, who's right here with us now, says this is a Patriot in the Park. Here's the picture, Mally. But Mally, you have faced a little bit of a backlash because you dared go back to Disney.
I know,
Even
how
though
dare I be
you've
a normal person.
Yeah, you never said that you were going to boycott Disney or stay away forever. You just wanted to go and have a good time, be patriotic. Mally, first of all, tell us, what was it like? How many people showed up for Patriots in the Park? And was it a good time and a peaceful time and all that?
Well, so yeah, like you said, I haven't been back to the park since last year when my pass expired, and I let it expire. And for some reason, some people took that as, oh, she's never going back. She's casting it out. She's banning it from her life, which is such an extremist way to think about literally anything. Life's too short to do that, in my opinion. So, I just said I was canceling my pass because I didn't feel like paying $1,000 a year, to go a few times. And so when I heard about this Patriots in the Park event, I was like, oh, that's like both of my niches. I love this country and I love Disney. So like I want to go and meet people who feel the same. And so I did, and it was really fun, honestly. I heard that the turnout, everyone is a little spaced out, so it was hard to keep track of like where everyone was and how many there were. But according to 805, because he I think was with the biggest group for most of the day, there was like over 300 people that turned out for it, which is really awesome. They, went and watched the flag ceremony at around 4:00, and we did a couple group rides. There was a group prayer in the morning, and they did fireworks group watch that night. And we even got approached at one point when we were on our way over to Tiana's Bayou, which was my first time riding it. This guy came up to us and asked if we had any commentary on why we're here, and pretty much all of us like looked at him and we're like, what do you want us to say? And he's like, well, do you know what today is? And we're like, Saturday? Like, we're just here at Disney, dude. And he's like, oh, but and he was kind of a bad reporter, I'm not gonna lie, because you're supposed to ask questions, but he was just asking open-ended questions with hope that we would fulfill in the space, and we didn't, because there was nothing to say. We just wanted to go spend a day at Disney. And I think people overestimate the meaning behind it, because they're like, oh, you feel the need to assert that you're a patriot. I wore a t-shirt, bro. Like, it ain't that deep. It really ain't that deep. It's like, I've been comparing it to like how like lefties wear septum piercings. It's like, it's not a big deal. It's just an accessory. And if it offends you, that sounds more like a you problem. But yeah, it was a really, really fun day. I met a lot of wonderful people, got lots of compliments on my t-shirt, and got to ride a bunch of rides, have a good day at Disney. I always love that. And yeah, in regards to the other things going on, I saw some people in rainbow gear, but nobody bothered me. I didn't get any negative, confrontation. Definitely nobody from our side was looking for that.
Mally, next time you need to go in a Cybertruck, okay? We're going to amp this up a little bit. You got to go in a Cybertruck next time to really push this through. Mally, so no rudeness, no abrasiveness while you're there. Just a good time, great time, meeting cool people. And so you canceled your annual pass. That's like $1,000. How much would you say it cost to go this one day? If you had to estimate total cost for a single day pass?
I mean, probably $350 after, tax and whatnot. But my fiance and I both went. I don't go without him. And so it probably would have been closer to like $150 or $200 if it was just me, but it was $300 for the both of us for just the one day. And when I canceled my annual pass in May of last year, I had canceled it because I was originally paying $699, $700 per person for the bottom tier annual pass. It had gone up to $899, and I think it's since gone up to $999. So it's now literally $1,000 for the bottom tier annual pass at Disneyland that still requires reservations, still punishes you if you don't show up for your reservation. Lots of restrictions, lots of not great things. And again, the worst, like the bottom level of discount, you get 10% at certain places, blah, blah, blah. The reasons go on. And I even said in my original video that I made last year, like the experiences have gone down, the quality has gone down, the prices have skyrocketed up. It's not worth it to me anymore. And then you combine that on top of my own personal opinions about politics and just like the way they run their business. I felt like giving them $1,000 a year is not worth it. But because they did this like one day event, I was like, you know what? $300 for a one-day thing. I kind of miss riding the rides. I'm craving a churro. You know what I mean? Like it just sounded fun, and so I went for the day. But yeah, it seems like I stirred up some people over it, and it's pretty funny. I didn't expect a single picture of me to get 200,000 views.
Well, I mean, yeah, 200,000 views. I mean, it is crazy. That's why we're looking at this, is because you're just there in a t-shirt, in normal pants. You got sunglasses on your head. There's no reason except for I guess folks out there, that they're shocked that you would go back to Disneyland, but this is not a big deal to go for one day and spend, $300 for two people. Now, it's a big deal that it costs this much to go for one day for two people. It
we
should
didn't
be
even
far
do
less
Park
than that.
Hopper, which would have added like $150 onto it after. We didn't even do that. We didn't even go to California Adventure, which is my personal favorite park. So it was a little sad, but we didn't. We were like, nope. We just want to go in, get out. We just wanted to meet some people. That was literally what we did. And if I'm being 100% honest, being really real, I haven't even said this out loud yet. I canceled my annual pass, like I said, for all those reasons. And also, the magic's not really there. I don't really feel it anymore. I've always been a big fan of Disney, specifically old Disney, like the stuff Walt created.
Sure.
But I went this other day on Saturday, yeah, and I just didn't feel it, man. Like, even going for the one day, I came home, I talked to my fiance, I was like, I don't need to go again. I'm glad I got to go for the one day, see everybody at the Patriots in the Park. Wonderful event. Again, great get together, met lots of wonderful people. But just going for a day, it didn't hit the way it used to anymore. And I think I won't be going back. I'm not gonna lie.
Same thing at Disney World.
I'm not guaranteeing for all the haters listening. I'm not guaranteeing. But I don't feel it. I don't feel it.
You're never allowed to go back to any theme park on planet Earth.
Yeah. Can't be normal.
Do you feel like the experience has been homogenized and maybe the cast members are maybe not at the same place they were before? Or do you feel like they're just stripping away originality? Because that was my home park. I mean, it was my mom's home park. I mean, this is, so it does hit differently. I mean, we used to walk through puddles, in the parking lot, to get to the park before, right?
Yeah.
And so what do you think's going on there? Why did it feel so hollow and empty?
That's a really great question because I think it's a little bit of both, if I'm being honest. My fiance and I were annual pass holders for 3 years together before we canceled last year, and we would have been going on our fourth if I had continued. And then before that, as a kid, I was an annual pass holder with my family for almost 20 years. And so I watched California Adventure be built. I watched all the, them go through all the phases, celebrations. I was there for the 50th, 60th, and now the 70th. I have gotten, obviously it's more positive than negative, but still a notable amount of negative cast member interactions, just from people who are like working there as a minimum wage job and not working there because they want to work for Disney. And I get it. You live in the area, you need a job. I get you. But is there not another place that you can work where you don't have to bring an extra level of positivity and magic to it? Because Subway's probably hiring. You know what I mean? If you don't care about it, perhaps you should consider working in a different place that doesn't need that energy from you. But when you work at Disney, I feel like they do need that energy from you. They expect that energy, and the guests do too, And so, I go up to ask a question to somebody. I'm always so nice. I feel so bad. They're being worked to the bone. I always try to be so nice to them, hi, how you doing? Hope you're having a great day. And to just get mundane in response, monotone, mundane, uninterested, avoidant, I even got a little, I'm not going to lie, I even got a little bit of attitude from the security lady because she saw that I had a hat on my bag that said, make the Disney community. It said make the Disney community great again. And it was on a hat with a red hat with white letters. It's supposed to kind of emulate it. And she got so frustrated. She sat there and stared at it and then called her security manager or whatever over, her superior, and was like, is this allowed? And the lady's like, yeah, it's fine. And let her made her let it go. It was so funny though, because they're so obviously bothered. And this was the first time I'd ever outwardly worn something like this into the park. There's only one other time I did, and it was the Epstein Island shirt I got from Red Pill Threads. And I didn't get bothered about that once, not through security, not the whole day. And so the cast member thing is definitely part of it. I definitely feel like there's not as much incentive to be a for a lack of better terms, magical employee. They aren't incentivized to bring that magic anymore. And then on top of that, I think the company itself is cheapening out on a lot of things and experiences that improved the quality experience for the guest. The biggest one that I always gripe about is Fast Pass. What were they truly losing out on to know that people could have a free way to enhance their experience in the park? They didn't need Lightning Lane. Lightning Lane and Genie Plus has only gotten a majority hate since it started, not only because it is an added price and expense to everyone who wants to have a decent day, but it is bad. It doesn't work. It doesn't actually make the lines flow faster. If anything, arguably, I would say in my experience looking at it, that it actually makes things go slower. Very seldomly in the right crowd scenario does it actually benefit you. I just bounce around. I don't buy lightning lane, so I just bounce around the park to the rides that have a low line, and you can do it the same way. So, yeah.
Do you think that's where it deviated was from the legacy fast pass, where you were first come first served your way into the attraction? So if you were a rope dropper, you got a better experience.
Yeah, I definitely think that the people who know how to, like, I've always called it, like, when you can game the park, you know, it's like you got to show up early. You got to be there for rope drop. When I was a kid, it was like, okay, you're going to run to the Radiator Springs Racers Fast Pass check-in. It's down that way. You like, every family had a runner, and they would send that runner with everyone's tickets to go and get all 5 Fast Passes, and then you were set for the next hour. It was like, I miss that. I miss that energy. And also, I just think that gave a whole nother piece to the experience for people, because they could kind of game it, be like, okay, as soon as this fast pass expires, let's go get the next one. We know what we want to ride in an hour, and we know what we're going to go ride now. We're willing to wait in this line because we don't have to wait in that line. It was a give and take situation, and it worked really well. I felt like fast pass always kept the lines flowing really well. But oh my god, sorry about that.
Doggos are loved here. No worries about that.
She's just over here screaming at the air. But yeah, so there is several things. Fast Pass is my biggest gripe because I grew up with it and I love it, and I still have my little Fast Passes on my little board display. But in general, I definitely think there's several things they've done to lessen their experiences. I mean, I can't even think of any right now, but like so many of the things they've done to actually take away from the guests and what they can do. Yeah.
I have one last question, and this might also inspire more conversation around that hollow experience you talked about. Can you recall in recent memory any actual cast member magic moments or the extra little special perks that the cast members could grant to? Have you ever experienced one of those, or how long's it been?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to do 2 specific experiences that come to mind. Is one, I got to go and ride on the Lily Bell train car in Disneyland. For those that don't know, that's a historic train car. Walt named after his wife Lillian, and it's beautiful. It's hosted some of most famous people in history, and I've gotten to ride on it a couple different times. And the very first time that it happened was sheer like luck. I had made friends with a former conductor on the railroad, and he surprised me with it and was like, hey, there's an availability. Would you like to go? And it was such a wonderful experience. I'm so fortunate for that. Right place, right time kind of thing. And then same thing, another right place, right time kind of thing. We were going on the Mark Twain, and we were on the top deck, and this captain of the Mark Twain just came up and approached us, started talking about my pins. I was wearing a pin backpack, and he was, making jokes with us. And I think we just vibed really well. And he's like, hey, I have a surprise for you. Stay here for a second. And he came back with his co-captain, and he played trivia with us, which we lost miserably because they were very hard questions. And he's like, okay. And he lied. He goes, they beat me at trivia, so I guess they get to do my job now. And he was just such a wonderful energy. He took us up into the actual captain's quarters. We got to drive the Mark Twain. We each got to do it. Like, he did a lap and I did a lap, and it was really, really fun. And I will literally never forget that. It's like one of my favorite memories is getting to drive the Mark Twain. But I feel like that was like, yeah, so not necessary, but like so grateful that we got to do that. And like those are the kind of moments that cast members have the power to bring to the guests so spontaneously. Like, imagine if they had done that for like a family or something. I don't know how feasible it is, because like the kids might not be able to see over the wheel and stuff like that. But like, definitely it's there's been people who are like, oh, is it your anniversary? Is it your we wore engagement buttons this last time, and it's like just knowing that people can highlight that stuff. One time we were Disney bounding, and they liked our outfit so much they let us fast pass even without lightning lane. They let us just do the fast pass lane. Just really, really sweet stuff like that, where they see us putting effort in or having a good time, and they're like, hey, I want to highlight you. And I always try to go give the cast compliments, because I think that is a great system. But yeah, a couple of them for sure. I hope that more people get to experience that, and not just like hyper fans like us, because it really makes the bigger difference in the people who don't get to go as often, to be like, do you remember that one trip? Like, I want that for them so much. So like, I'm grateful for it, but I hope that other people get that too.
Mally, to bring this back to the patrons in the park for just a minute, you've received some pushback from various sources. You got this one. Justin RN says, just cancel the pass, but still pay for single day tickets. Love of the grift isn't stronger than love of the mouse, blah, 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 blah. But Mally, all of these are kind of throwaway to me, because if you want to cancel your annual pass and go for a day, like, there are thousands of people who identify with that and have done that. But what I want to bring to the table is, I guess, as a closing comment about it, and see where you go with this. If this was 300 people who went that were Biden supporters or Harris supporters or Newsom supporters or just any other group of 300 people, there would be no news stories on this. There would be no headlines. Right. The drive-bys, the access, the journalists covering this, they are promoting you, they're signal boosting you simply for going to the park for a day because you want to be around other patriots and say hi to them. It's amazing how ineffective the drive-bys are. They don't understand, to our, well, not chagrin. We're happy they do this because it promotes people like you who are very pleasant and positive, just as we've been listening to you. What are you doing in the parks? Oh, I'm complimenting cast members. How rude of you. How dare you, Mally Mouse? You rascal, you.
Yeah. No, it's really entertaining for me to hear about how much uproar is caused by a complete stranger like myself on the internet spending their time and money the way they'd like to. I thought it was pretty obvious from that exact video you were just showing on the screen. I posted a year ago now, a little less than a year ago now. Around May, I think, is when I posted it, and it was July. Okay, yeah, I filmed it in May, posted it July, but yeah, I think it's really funny the amount of attention it gets. It's very similar to everything in the current climate. If Trump or a Trumper does it, it'll make a headline, and if anybody else does, it's expected and normal. It's weird to be held to a completely different standard than everyone else. I don't get it, don't respect it. But you know, whatever floats your boat, man. I just wanted to go spend a day riding some rides, eating some churros around people that think like me. And so it's funny too, because I'm getting hate from both sides. There's definitely the staunch, right wingers, the extremists on the right who are like, how dare you give your money to that company? And then there's the staunch lefters who are just mad that I'm there in general. But
how dare you exist?
I know, how dare I can't live this world like anybody else. But yeah, I don't really care about it. I think that the message that they have is moot, because Walt himself designed that park to be for literally everyone. He wanted it to be a place where everyone feels welcome, where adults can relive their childhood, where children can dream, whatever you want. I'm in full support of Walt's vision, and that's why I've never been ashamed to like it, because why would I? I've been going to the park since, well, my parents took me before I was born, my mom was pregnant, and then my first trip when I was born was when I was 8 months old, and I've been going ever since. So why would I dislike a place I've been going to that long? Just based on politics. Life is too damn short to be asserting yourself on politics. No, I don't agree with everything they do. Hell, I don't agree with everything I do. Why would I do that?
No, Mally, that's a great point though, because this is something that Walt built. This is his legacy, and they've hijacked his legacy. They now control it, but they don't believe what Walt believed. And so you want to go and celebrate what Walt did and what Walt made for future generations. And right now it's controlled by people who they don't like Walt necessarily, but we still do. And we still like what he made for us. And so it is a tug of war there, internally, I would say. But at the same time, why steal away? They would love for you to not go. They hate it that you do go because you're going to support something that he made that's great, even if he would not agree with them. So
Right. No, and like you mentioned earlier, like if this was a bunch of people who believed the opposite of like what I believe, I don't care. I mean, like, I would still be nice and kind and hope they have a wonderful, magical day too. Like, it's a place for everyone. The idea that certain people should be excluded is crazy to me, especially because Walt was a patriot. Like, they want to deny that, and they want to say like, oh, it's run by the gays or something. I've heard that comment a lot, and I think that's so weird because it's like, it's such a tribal way of thinking. This is a place for everyone. It's a theme park. Like, come on, y'all.
And I think that the out of all the things you said, and I understand why people are like, well, you shouldn't go back. You're a conservative and stuff like it's like, look, it's all about percentages. You can try to get stuff out of your life you don't agree with, but you shouldn't be miserable just to make a point. But the thing that is most sad to me is that the cast members aren't putting in the effort. That's sad. That's like where that's like their culture is. That makes me sad, because when I go to a Universal, I get what the experiences you're talking about. I feel like I get something extra. I take my son there, and he gets to have more. He gets to even have a more fun experience than he was expecting, and he remembers it. He remembers using his wand in Hogwarts and controlling things and like just like how happy all the employees there were there, and it's just like just to hear that people aren't excited about working at Disney, that like something died inside me when you said that. I didn't realize it was that bad. I understand you might not agree with people's politics, but at least be into it still. You know, the fact that they're not into it tells you like how bad the rot is. I did not know that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it just kind of feels like it's even sometimes the shop workers. Like maybe I understand if you're like if you're doing a traffic control or something, it's a little boring, you know, just kind of waving the airplane direction wand and you're just getting, you know, you're just moving people like cattle. I get maybe you're not as enthused about that particular position. But even then, it's like kind of surprising. Like, you know, I met somebody. I was at Disneyana, the little art shop right inside of Main Street. And I remember that I got kind of a less than magical experience from one of the employees there. And it just like, look, everyone is fine to have a bad day here and there. Totally get it. I'm not judging people for that either. I even walked away being like, wow, you know, hope that person has a better day tomorrow. Like, hopefully it was just a one-day thing. But it seems like it's becoming more common. I've heard this experience from other people where they are, you know, having interactions with cast members that aren't the most magical. And it's like, again, Universal and Disney are like the two places that you're supposed to have. You're supposed to turn on that character and have a good attitude when you're there because they literally hire actors. You're in the epicenter of one of the biggest like Hollywood directive towns. Like, how could you not think that when you work there, they're going to want you to have a smile on your face and be all chipper, you know? Again, like I said, like go work at Subway or something, go work somewhere else where you can just be a frown all day. Nobody cares.
But here's the thing. It works on every level. There is I don't know if you're familiar with the restaurant Bojangles. It's a breakfast place. They said their whole motto is it's bow time. We went to a location. This guy said it with his whole chest, and I will go back there every single time. My son still remembers it. It works in everyday life. If you give it your all, like if I was working on the crosswalk, I'd be like the guy at the beginning of Top Gun. I'd be getting into it and stretching. I might be tired at the end of the day, but I'm going to give it my all. So and it works on every level. So if a guy can do that at a restaurant off an interstate, why can't everybody else, man? I would be thrilled to work at Disney. So
to that point, I mean, they go out of their way to hire quote unquote cast members. And when you're working there, if you're in the park itself and you are on stage, you're supposed to be, you know, engaged, especially with what you're doing, but especially with the people that are there, the customers. So I find it rather wild. So, you know, and I'm kind of disappointed you had a couple of negative experiences, but I'm glad that you went there and celebrated the patriotism that Walt felt in his heart. I mean, think about how many flags are like right on Main Street.
Exactly.
It's insane.
He parades it around the whole park. It's so obvious. I mean, literally, I've even heard that, you know, that's why there's fireworks every night. Technically, like every day on Main Street is the 4th of July because he was so patriotic. He loved it. That's why the flags never come down. That's why there's fireworks every night. That's why there's parades every day. Like he wanted to set the tone of let's celebrate every day. And a lot of people forget. And maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe I'm misled, but I've heard that that's because he wanted like every day to be like a celebration of America and 4th of July and things like that. So
which attractions did you enjoy the most when you were recently at the park?
Oh my gosh. My favorite one that I have to hit every time, Indiana Jones. I love how rickety that ride is. I love how unique it is. It's nowhere else. We also had to ride Pirates. Love that smell. Love that bromine. I love it. And then I got to ride Tiana's for the very first time since it had changed to from Splash to Tiana's.
How did you feel about that? I need to know. Tell all here. Don't hold back either, please.
It could be better. It really could. On my ride through, thankfully, all the animatronics were working. I have to note that. I know that was like a big deal. Opening day, a lot of things going on. I had a cast member friend in Disney World who got to ride it like 4 times opening day with her cast member preview, and she said like one time she got escorted off, 2 times the animatronics weren't working, and then 1 time it worked right. I'm like, the odds that's low. That should not happen. And so I'm glad that my one ride through did good. It was hot that day, so the line was about an hour long, but it was a water ride, you know. It got you wet the way it normally does, and that cooled you off for the day, which is what you want. And so I'd say it's middle of the road. The music didn't make me move the same way I felt like Zippity Doodah did. Like Zippity Doodah had you bouncing back and forth the whole way through the ride, and this one, the music wasn't bad, but it wasn't vibey the way it was before.
No laughing place. No laughing
place. No. I felt like the animatronics were a little inconsistent. Maybe that was just because like I'm covered in water. I'm like dealing with 5 different things. I look up. It felt like Tiana's head was like large on one of them and then like not on another. I don't know if that's just me. I felt like it was a little inconsistent. The ending scene, pretty cute. I miss the Zippity lady, but it's still really cute. I don't what is it? The one room that I had the most complaints about was the one where they replaced like all the animatronics on little mushrooms dancing back and forth. The one where Brer Bear was being tied up and dipped into the water. That room, it's like all screens now. And it's just like fireflies dancing, and then you get to like what looks like a FaceTime call with Tiana and Lewis because they're this close to the dang screen, and I'm like, This part's not cute. I'm sorry, that part's not cute. You guys cheaped out hella on that part. And then the last thing I think I'll say on it is it was very dark in there. I thought before it was dark just because it's a ride from the 70s. They didn't have it. It's been nope. It's not because it's old. It's just dark in there. Which I felt weird about. I felt like maybe they should have added more stage lighting or something. Maybe they're trying to hide a lot of the stuff in there. I don't know how that works. But I was not a fan of the fact that the things I expected to be updated weren't exactly updated. One positive, though, is it still was a water ride, and everything worked on my run-through, so bravo on it.
Mally, did you see our favorite animatronic when you were on the ride?
Which one is that?
Oh, it's near the beginning.
Is it? Which,
When you top the hill, did you see the okra that sways left and right?
Yes! Yes, I did. I even made a comment about that. It's dancing okra. Wasn't that Brer Rabbit's house?
We've named it Okra Winfrey, Mally. We've named it Okra Winfrey here. We're very proud of that animatronic. It's always functioning. When everything else breaks, you can count on Okra.
I mean, hey, that is a dependable animatronic. Yep. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my. All right. Well, folks, we're going to continue on. But, Mally, I got to say, going to the park should not be this intense. It should not be this dramatic. But, hey, if they want to make it that way, great for you. It's going to drive subs, going to drive views, and 200K just on a picture going to Disneyland. How's that for trending?
I know, right? Hey, if it's that easy to get attention, I'll keep that in mind.
All right, let's get to the super chats right now. They're coming in, and I want to, talking about rabble rousers. This guy, look, he's trying to start a war out there. Okay, Jay, we've got enough drama, say the Canadians. Enough drama in this world. We don't need a Disney World versus Disneyland fight breaking out. You're going to get somebody hurt out there.
Disneyland is vastly superior because in just one park, they have 65 attractions. You don't even have that many in all of Disney World. So
here we go. Here we go. Culture's, he's going to add to it.
Get him.
Wildman of Yavin is gifting 10 That Park Place memberships. Thank you so much, Wildman of Yavin.
Every time a membership is gifted, a content creator gets his wings.
Was that gendered language?
We're not at Magic Kingdom, Dad.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Wildman of Yavin.
I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I have to dip, but thank you for having me on.
Well, now, wait a minute. 1 second, Mally, before you go. We got to show this. Mally Mouse over here on YouTube. Mally, I know you have other places where you are far more prolific, but the YouTube channel is where people need to be. Tell the folks out there, what can they see over here, and where should they go find you?
You guys, if you want to find me, you can find me on Rumble. I do all kinds of streams. In fact, I'll be live in a couple hours here. I do streams 5 days a week on there. I also post on TikTok, Instagram, X, everywhere. YouTube is admittedly my most abused platform. So if you want to hear from me, you got to go to the other places. Everything's in my link tree, which you see right there in the bio on the screen. So please check me out. I love you guys. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate you. Have a magical day.
Mally, stay awesome. We'll see you real soon.
Bye.
All right, folks. Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle says, so is Jonas Notice a new thing? Oh, you bet it is. Oh, you bet it is. Incoming, Jonas Notice. Solstice Studios for 10. One of my doggies is heading to the vet this afternoon.
Oh.
Just hoping he's okay.
Yeah.
Well, we are absolutely with you on that. We hope your doggie is doing just fine. It's never fun when one of our pups is not feeling up to snuff. So hopefully everything goes A-okay at the vet.
Mm-hmm.
Crossing fingers and paws for you. Lauren's non-AI bald spot for $199. Culture Casino.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Thank goodness Mally left. Thank goodness she's gone for this.
There's nothing wrong with talking about growing okra.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Tell us all you know about growing okra.
drinking my
You've
kale.
never
Go ahead.
you've never grown an okra stalk in your life.
Well, actually, they grow pretty well. You can actually
that was a dodge. This man knows nothing of growing okra.
Well, I mean, first of all, they like medium sun, which means you need to put them in a place where they get about 6 hours worth of sunlight. They need to be a little bit more temperature controlled than what I can do, even in my greenhouses. But seedlings, they grow really, really fast. After you plant them, you end up with a pretty significant plant. And because of that, you need to make sure that you plant them far apart, because if you plant them closer than within a foot of each other, you're going to have a mess on your hands, and the plants won't grow as well.
Hey, Culture, why don't you submit? Why don't you tell the folks out there, just give it up.
Oh,
you don't like okra, do you?
I love okra, especially in high quality Creole foods. I mean, I have okra in my gumbo.
You like pickled okra?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anything pickled is really good for your gut health. So you have to remember, I'm into the healthy side of eating. So I'm going to tell people the truth about the various nightshades that may not promote the best kind of health, but still taste good. So,
is okra a nightshade?
No, but they have some relational issues. You don't have to worry so much about oxalates from okra, but it's not like it's not like an eggplant. Eggplants have a lot of oxalates, and they also inspire a insulin response. So you won't be able to fat burn very efficiently.
Thank goodness. Every day I'm texting Mo saying, "Man, how are your oxalates doing?" I'm worried right now.
Well, here's the problem with
honestly, I'm enjoying this conversation. Please continue.
Here's the problem with oxalates is they are like ingesting something that takes out the good minerals from your system, because they act as like a chelation agent for the minerals that you need in everything you consume. So you just have to be careful. And aggressively. I mean, I'm a big fan of eggs. I'm all about the things that help boost your metabolism.
Thank goodness,
and eggs are very good for that. The yolks especially.
Folks, coming soon, that oxalate place. We're going to be covering oxalation all the time.
That glorious name sounds like America. I knew right then and there I had to have it, and now I do.
It'll be
oxalate place.
It'll be on that gardening place. We're gonna combine health and
we're still waiting on that gardening place. Where's it at?
It's coming. It's coming. I need to talk to you about a few things before.
Yeah, Wilton and Marvin going to make the debut with you. People paid for that. Wildman of Yavin for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ladies and gentlemen, 5 glorious super chats there from Wildman of.
Let's sing a song of 5.
Well, that was a close-up of Mo. He was not expecting it. Just went there.
It was
Thank
great.
you, Wild Man of Yavin.
It was a peaceful planet until he arrived. Then he brought wild to our skies.
All right. We've talked about oxalation. We've talked about Patriots in the Park. We've talked about Villains Land. Maybe not coming to you until very far away in the years ahead. What if we talk about Rock and Roller Coaster? You guys want to talk about Rock and Roller Coaster? You want to do that with me?
Yeah, I love that.
Oh,
ride.
that's so sad. You're not going to like it after this. Oh.
There we go. One more for the top. Triple decker, just how you like it.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Walt.
You enjoy it.
We will.
All right, we've got WDW News today bringing us this way. Rock and Roller Coaster currently has the longest wait time in all of Walt Disney World Resort. Of course, this is back on the final day of Rock and Roller Coaster, and I hear that this was not handled well. Just to skip ahead to the end story on this one, apparently they closed Rock and Roller Coaster on its final day earlier than the park, and people who were not already past a certain point were kicked out of line. I mean, you talk about unpleasant, unfun. Usually, I mean, this ride has been here since '99. People want to ride it one last time. Give them a chance. If you got to stay up until midnight, whatever. It's a classic attraction. By the way, I was there the very first day Rock and Roller Coaster opened, and I don't know if Jim Shull, the Imagineer who worked on this one a lot, he's been posting. I don't know if he was there that same day. I like to think that our paths crossed at that point. But I was there at Hollywood Studios on the very first day that they ran the guest previews. And I remember getting into there. People didn't know they were going to do this. They just opened it. And I remember riding it. And I got off, and the Imagineers and cast members there were all standing and applauding as we got off. And then we had to take surveys. And one of the questions was the music too loud? And I can tell you that from day one, the music was way louder than it turned out to be later on. They turned it down. So apparently some of those surveys, people said, too loud for me. But when it opened that first day, let me tell you, they were using that sound system full blast. It says on its final day in operation, Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith had the longest wait time of any attraction at Walt Disney World. It says that Rock and Roller Coaster got up to 115 minutes. That's not even close, though. It actually got to 3 hours and more. 3 hours and more. And Rock and Roller Coaster, the line was all the way down Sunset Boulevard. You can see some pictures here of the rush, but let me tell you, by the end of the day, it was almost to the entrance of the attraction of the park. Now, today, we've got a new image here on the map, and we can see the new logo for Rock and Roller Coaster with more loopy design, I would say. And it says, starring the Muppets, Rock and Roller Coaster now closed, New Disney's Hollywood Studios map. This is out of www.info.com by Chloe Ferreira. And you can see it there. I continue to be disappointed that this is a villains theater. If we're going to do a Muppets courtyard here, and we could, this should be Muppet Vision. Just put the Muppet Vision stuff back in here and let's do Muppet Vision. And then you'll have 2 Muppet attractions side by side, a Muppets courtyard. Look how popular this show is. Even with Seth Rogen on Disney Plus. Let's do it. But I, for one, I got to tell you, I'm going to miss the original Rock and Roller Coaster. It holds a special place to me. In my younger years, one of my favorite attractions, maybe my favorite attraction, and I could ride it over and over and over. I love how smooth it is, and I'm going to miss tremendously. They need to keep this. I know Aerosmith's gone. Find a way. Pay Steven Tyler what are you going to pay? He should still do the countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That should stay forever. MJ, you agree with that? Maybe Steven Tyler continues to be the countdown guy, even though the Muppets are there. I don't want Kermit. I don't want doesn't sound like Kermit yelling 5, 4, 3. No, I don't want that. I want Steven Tyler.
No, I agree with you. Aerosmith, that's a great band. And that ride was so much fun. It did rattle a little bit. Some people feel like it was too jerky, so they didn't, go on it. But I always had a great time. Me and my daughters always enjoyed that ride, and it's very nostalgic. And it's just a shame because now with the turnover of the Muppet theming, not everybody's going to be able to enjoy the Muppets, right? Because that's like the only attraction now we'll have with the Muppets being featured. But families with littles won't be able to enjoy that attraction, enjoy it as you would think. They have probably child swap, but it's just, it's not really like your family. It's more of a thrill ride. Remember, this ride, when it opened, it was to kind of give you that thrill of what when Universal Studios opened, Disney, MGM Studios was kind of threatened. They were like, well, we need to have a thrill ride, right? So that's why this thing came about. It's funny how they kind of put it together. They didn't expect it to be, so popular the way it became, but it is a staple of MGM Studios, and it's a really sad thing to see it go away. And I know that it was a riot over the weekend. People were just not behaving, being rude to cast members. Never be rude to cast members. They're not the ones in charge or making decisions on things closing or construction or anything like that. They're just there to do their job and to go home when they're done. So please be courteous to the cast members. But that's probably why it had 3-hour long waits. It doesn't shock me. It was a great ride.
Mo, there's another thing I hope stays, and that is the marble doors. Are you familiar with the marble doors, Mo?
Ooh, nah, I can't say I am right offhand. I apologize.
Mo, they're the perfect way to spread germs through a theme park. It's a door. I don't know if you know this, Mo. It's a door, and it's got these little slots, and every single slot is filled with a marble, okay? Like little marble you used to play marbles with, Mm-hmm. And so you can go to that door and you roll your hand over the marbles and it makes sound, and the marbles, move and spin. And so kids would go and just do that. I mean, it's a great effect. But it's also like, it should be sponsored by Germex. I hope that stays, Mo. I really, those are the kinds of things that we need more of. High touch, I say. High touch in the parks. Mo, your thoughts on switching a roller coaster that was based on a rock band now to the Muppets, and how's that going to play out? You think that can work, or do you think this is going to be like not Jim Henson Muppets, sort of cheaply overlaid? It opens real soon. It's only going to be down for about 4 months.
That's kind of an odd switch. I don't know, but the one way they can ingratiate themselves to me is to just have a permanent front car with Kermit going, yeah, then I would be down.
That's great.
I would be in the rock and roller coaster. There's a nickel's worth of free advice, Disney. So, but
I love the idea of his arms like the inflatable tube man's, just going. Just going. All right, that's a great idea. Culture, you in now? Did that change your mind? Have you been swayed?
No.
All right, there's a theater next to it, Culture. It's filled with villains. Nobody likes it. Nobody goes to see it. It actually hurts the desire to go see Villains Land when it opens. Culture, it would not be difficult for them to get rid of the villains and put Muppet Vision back in right there, and they've got a Muppet Courtyard. Why will Josh D'Amaro not go ahead and do that and just give the people what they want?
I'm really not sure what the infrastructure looks like in this part of the park. I think they need to run the significant number of nitrogen lines in order to provide the compressed gas that they would need for the animatronics for that theater. That'd be.
Now, wait a minute. They've only got Waldorf and Statler, or whatever. Waldorf and Statler. Statler and Waldorf. There we go. Hey, pro, get it figured out. And the penguins, right? That's the only animatronics in that show. Well, I guess they get the cannon in the back.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things powered by different types of materials. Understood. And they could certainly swap out an electric motor for moving the cannon. But I don't think you really have to maybe do an additional investment to make, well, the two grumpy old men work really well. But regardless, set all that aside. I don't think it would take a lot of effort. I think you're correct, and I think that you would have to put in some of the 4D effects, right?
You're not allowed to say it that way, Culture. You didn't say it right. You got to say 4D or something like that.
Well, look, okay.
3D.
So the only upside that I can see here for this is we're going to get Animal is part of this attraction, so he's going to be like, Animal! That could definitely be the launch signal, right?
You're just proud that you beat me in the impression contest. I don't have a good animal, and there's no way I can match that. And that was the coolest voice anybody's done all day.
Well, and I love Animal as my favorite character. He could also do the countdown, but could you imagine, that would be the launch? Here's the problem I have. Most of the Muppets songs are not rock and roll driven. They're not beat driven. Like, moving right along, chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug, that's not going to sync well with the roller coaster. And you have to remember, I mean, they synced multiple tunes with the coaster's performance. So I feel like, what are you going to do? What are you going to play at the audience? What's the onboard audio system going to give you? You can't
we ride it. The coaster connection.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. It doesn't that song's not upbeat enough. It's like, and I love it. That's one of my favorite songs. But
Culture, what if I told you that what they've planned is terrible? You don't know. I see you don't know this. Are you ready? Word on the street, Culture. Word on the Sesame Street is that the plan is to have the Electric Mayhem cover songs that are popular right now.
Oh no!
In pop music.
No. Do you know why Aerosmith worked? Do you know why Aerosmith worked? Because
why?
Because at the time this coaster was built, it was already nostalgic.
You don't want Dr. Teeth singing "Love in an Elevator"?
No.
You don't want Janice from the Electric Mayhem singing a Sabrina Carpenter song?
Oh goodness, no. Huh. Look, and this is the problem with modern pop culture references when it comes down to it, especially modern music. This thing lasts longer in the public zeitgeist, maybe slightly longer than an egg timer. It's like once these artists disappear and their songs disappear, nobody cares anymore. None of these things are the songs of our time, our generations were storytelling songs. They were built around like telling a story within the song. They had references to things that were more complex, and so the poetry and the deftness with which those songs were written made them last longer. It's why kids are going back. One of the most popular niches on YouTube right now is kids going back and watching watching the older rock performances. People are discovering Toto. They're discovering the Moody Blues. They're discovering ELO. Heck, they're even discovering
culture. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, so this thing will not connect very long with any audience. They're going to have to update this. Do you know, it's the same success that was Rip Ride Rocket, right? Was like you had a jukebox of tunes to pull from. This is not going to be like that.
The Muppets will be doing Bad Bunny with Bean Bunny culture.
I pray to God they do not. Oh my gosh. That
Bean Bunny as Bad Bunny. You know that's going to be a poster in there.
Poor Bean.
Poor Bean.
I'm running away.
Okay.
That was good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. So Rock and Roller Coaster switching to the Muppets. I think they should have gone with the rumor that we had heard where they were going to go with, a different band. Culture, had you heard the different band they were going to go with that was a historic band? Not the Beatles. You remember that band that they were going to maybe go with?
What was it, the Stones?
No, not the Stones. Oh. You're not far off, though. Bohemian Rhapsody. What band?
Queen. Queen would have worked.
Oh,
Queen would have worked from the very beginning because again, a lot of up-tempo songs, a lot of up-tempo music, and theming inside the coaster could be redesigned to be a little bit more energetic as well. I don't like the cardboard standees that they have, around the attraction.
Culture. Imagine if the attraction was changed so that you were getting in a limousine time machine that was going to take you back to a Queen concert. And you would never have to update it. It's just a great attraction. It can stand for 30 years.
Bohemian Rhapsody alone would be incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I have but one request.
Uh-oh.
If we're on a roller coaster, let's not play Who Wants to Live Forever. That might put me in the wrong mood. I might be afraid. So
Mo, you're always the champion. Look out, folks. Lauren's non-AI bald spot has gone sentient for $1.99. Power of the Niners does. I don't know if we can say this on YouTube. Can I say that word on YouTube? Am I allowed to say that? What do you think, Culture?
Is Guardian?
We'll just say, no, that's not Asgardian. You know what? That's a good sub, though. We'll go with that. Does Asgardian work, or is it another, what's the little dog? What's the little dog that we can
Shiba Inu.
Yeah, we'll use that instead. Hey, we're getting away with all this stuff.
Yeah.
Folks, we're talking about all kinds of fungi here. And Lauren's non-AI bald spot is a real fun guy asking this. I don't know Lauren's non-AI bald spot. You're going to have to ask Mario about that. Word on the street is he's had lots of changes for mushrooms. Wild Man of Yavin is out there for $5, only out of obligation. Folks, it's never an obligation, always an invitation to send in a super chat. We love you, Wild Man.
Indeed.
Nathan is out there for $1.99. Power to the Niners. You can buy Apple VP at $3,500 for Muppet Vision 3D. It's the only way to enjoy it now. And finally, blah, 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 blah is out there for $5. You're absolutely right, Culture, except you're wrong. Guardians of the Galaxy brought back a lot of old songs into relevance. Yeah. Think about all the songs that were brought back. Think about, Sun is shining. Come on.
That's my point. Although I still think it would continue the current trend. It was the one good thing about Gunn diving into the cassette tape era and pulling from a catalog for all of those, for obviously.
Boy, what happened to him for the third one? That soundtrack was terrible in comparison to the first two.
That film was like sad and dire and awful, and included animal cruelty, which
animal cruelty annoying. Will do that. It will lower the fun of a movie. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
I mean, I've heard that. I don't know. You know what? Culture also will lower the fun of anything. Finding out we're almost done. We've only got one more story. We're at the end of Culture.
Well, we got to rush too. I think
this is like the end of the book. I think, folks, when we finish this, you should just watch it again. Honestly, I mean, I would. Think about all the fun. Think about Mally joining us. Think about Culture and the Gaylord Palms. I mean, he's there all the time.
I just can't wait for 3 days of you and me.
All right, we've got Culture. What is wrong? Culture. Hey, listen, I know you're looking at that over to the right. I see it too. We're going to talk about it, okay? Gertie's going to be okay, Culture. Gertie's going to be okay. Folks, we have a construction catastrophe on our hands at the Walt Disney World. What would we call it? A maintenance maelstrom.
It's a
where they just cannot keep things going.
It's a dinosaur disaster, bro.
A dino disaster. You're right. WDW News today has this one. Gertie's tail has fallen off. I repeat, Gertie's tail has fallen off at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you have been watching this channel, you knew before anybody else did, because we covered this before anyone. And what did we cover? How did this happen? Poor Gertie sits in the place called Echo Lake at Hollywood Studios. And poor Gertie, who's based off of one of the first animated clips of a dinosaur, right? I think the 1920s, might even be 1910s. Gertie the Dinosaur. Go look it up, folks. It's historic. Poor Gertie sits in Echo Lake. And you remember when we had that freeze? You remember when the temperatures dropped down? Well, this lake was frozen, and that never happens. That's not supposed to happen at Disney. And the frozen lake, we understand, got in the cracks of the dinosaur's tail and caused the dinosaur's tail to be even more damaged. And it turns out it's just flat out fallen off. It says here on WDWNT, we've been following the saga that is Gertie's the dinosaur tail for the last few weeks. Now it seems poor Gertie's tail has fallen off into the water. Look at that. The tail is gone. Gertie is tailless now.
The ghosts of Dino Land are haunting Gertie.
On February 14th, our reporters noticed a deep horizontal crack running along Gertie's the dinosaur's tail. I'm going to give some suggestions here to WDWNT. When talking about the posterior of any creature, dinosaur, living, or extinct, never talk about a crack in the back end of a dinosaur or any other animal, okay? There are other ways to say this, although I dare say that crevice is even worse. The spot is normally hidden by landscaping, but with the removal of vegetation due to Florida's recent freezing temperatures, the structure is now fully visible to guests. By February 16th, the crack had been patched and painted over. This fix was insufficient, as the crack on the back of the dino reopened February 27th. And would you look at that? The dinosaur's tail has fallen completely off into the water. Now, Mo, this would be a very silly story for us to cover usually, except for the fact that we're noticing that while Disney is doing all this construction stuff, maintenance has really just fallen apart, kind of like a dino tail. And this is not the sort of thing that used to happen at Disney. They used to take better care of their stuff. Marvin was at Hollywood Studios the other day, and there was a pipe that was burst, and water was, just pouring out into the entrance. And this is getting to be a bigger and bigger problem. We've had at the entrance of Soarin', there were some ceiling tiles that collapsed. There were plumbing issues. Water, maybe stinky, smelly water of a certain human variety, was coming through the pipes and falling down, and they had to cordon off that. So, Mo, what in the world is going on at Disney where they just can't maintain things anymore?
I don't know. I just don't get. I think they're too much like their movie and TV. They're more concerned about getting new stuff out as opposed to keeping the old stuff going. And this all is one big problem. Like I said, as far as like having tons of alcohol available, at all these places, you have disrepair in all these older parts of the park. To me, that would make the whole experience just like, if it's bad smells, bad things are falling apart, people are getting sloshed all the time, with little green men. The experience is falling apart, and they just don't even understand it. All they got to do is a little bit of maintenance. All they got to do is keep the magic alive, and people will keep coming. And I just don't think that they get it. I think it's a root. It's a symptom of a much larger problem in my eye.
Little green men over big green dinosaurs. It's very sad. Losing his tail because maintenance just can't perform as well as they need to. MJ, I hope Gertie stays forever, but I'm worried about Gertie now. I just don't know. Poor Gertie. Gertie's not attached to an IP. This came out in 1914. It's not really attached to Disney. I'm worried that Gertie's days are numbered. Disney seems to go after every dinosaur they can.
Well, I'm worried too because it's an original. She's not an IP, right? She's like an original icon or character of the park, and they could have just done something about it if they controlled the temperature of that water. That probably wouldn't have happened. But I don't think they were anticipating the freeze, if you will. I really think they took it for granted. Oh, it's Florida. It's not going to get that cold. Well, no, it was snowing in parts of Florida. That temperature of the water got way too cold. And Gertie's tail couldn't take it, and therefore they should take her, like once a year, do some nice little maintenance on her, but they probably haven't. I mean, it's really sad. Well,
listen, MJ, Gertie is in the public domain. She came out in 1914, so nobody owns Gertie anymore. So, I mean, really, without being connected to something that Disney can monetize, they can't lightning lane this dinosaur. They can't, they can't turn it into a DVC lounge. Culture, I think Gertie's coming down. I think her days are, a meteor is on the way, and it all has to do with IP.
Well, I'm going to suggest that this honoring of the La Brea tar pits in this part of the park is going to disappear as well. I think Echo Lake's going to be gone. And I think you're going to end up with something else entirely different there that they can monetize. It's not just that they can't. Well, yeah, you don't need water at Disney anymore.
Well, that water's just taking up space.
Yeah, concrete island, please. No, they do need additional attractions, and they certainly don't mind covering up, icons in the park. This is the other problem, I think, MJ.
Wait, Culture, what if they turned Echo Lake into a giant tar pit themed splash pad for the kids? Would you be up for that?
No.
And you got to pay for it.
No, I think another Fountain of Nations would be more appropriate for that spacing than anything else. Look, it's a dead area of the park. It doesn't serve a lot of purpose outside of waiting for it was like 2.5 years for me to get served at this particular counter that's built into Gertie. So I don't have a lot of positive experiences. Mostly this thing's in the way of me getting to the next attraction.
You don't like Gertie.
I love Gertie. I love Gertie. In fact, one of my favorite dinosaurs is in the the diorama on the train, right? So and this is the other thing. Disney is getting away from very popular things like crazy. They're getting away from dinosaurs. They took out their dinosaurs. They're going to be taking out more dinosaurs, including an entire land that used to be themed around them. Look, they already took out the carnival rides. They're about to Indiana Jones, their dinosaur attraction. Look, Disney's just getting out of the dinosaur business. Why? Well, I think the good dinosaur wasn't so good. I agree with that. But really, I have no explanation. Why do you get away from one of the most popular boy IPs when your whole idea behind acquiring boy IPs was to make more inroads with the male population? They've actually destroyed them all.
I think they believe they cannot compete with Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. Universal's got that, so why try? But I'll say this. When it comes to destroying Echo Lake and Gertie the Dinosaur, take a look, folks. This is the largest hidden Mickey in the Disney parks. The entire middle of Hollywood Studios is a Mickey. And Echo Lake is one of his ears. Now, his other ear disappeared with the building of Sunset Boulevard. So if we get rid of Echo Lake, then the final hidden Mickey goes away. And for those of you saying, bro, that's not a tail. Look, folks, his tail comes back out of the water over here. So if the tail is broken off here, that means this part of the tail has been, we just zoomed in. That means that part of the tail on the end has been ripped forth from Gertie. I don't know if Gertie's a boy or a girl. I do see that it wears a Santa hat for the holidays. That's beautiful.
She's a girl. She's definitely a girl.
Just like a lizard, won't it grow back, bro?
I'm not sure how that works with dinosaurs, but I'm pretty sure that's not the case.
Oh, bummer.
It doesn't work for alligators or crocodiles. But
how is it possible Dino Land closes and Gertie's tail falls off? It's like the haunt, right? The ghosts of Dino Land are like haunting the last dinosaur that they can find at Disney World. It's insane.
Well, the good news is, at least if we lose all the dinosaurs and if everything starts falling apart, by 2035, we're going to be drinking with little green men, right, Mo? We're going to get that Villain's Land.
Hey, silver lining, right?
Every time.
It's 2035, and it's time for the grand opening of a long-awaited Villains expansion.
Here we are in the first attraction, a grown-ups only establishment where you can get sloshed with Ursula. And guess what? Here we are again, back at another bar. Have you ever wanted to booze it up with little green men?
Excuse me, are there any rides here, or is this all just bars?
Oh, there's tons more here beyond alcohol.
All right, folks, it's time to wrap it up. But before we do, the stars come out, and it's you flying blind on a rocket cycle for $4.99. Stupid thought for the day. Stupid! How many Jonas notices could Jonas notice if Jonas could notice Jonas notices? I'll notify him and get an answer real soon. And Lauren's non-AI bald spot for $1.99. Power to the Niners. It's all about dollars. Got it figured out. It's all about money. Indie bar coming soon. Can you outdrink Marion?
Hey, look, Jock Lindsay is kind of a cool hangout in, what's that called now? Disney Springs? Disney Disaster? Downtown Disney?
Disney Springs. You had it right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
How many ethical problems would there be if you had a outdrink Marion experience and there's a cast member's Marion who sits there and drinks shots and you drink with her?
Hey, under current Disney leadership, no ethical violations at all.
As long as you pay for every shot, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, look. I mean, and that's what you're there for. Pro is to buy ladies drinks, isn't it?
Spin. That's for the win for the Walt Disney Company. All right, folks, a win for us is if you get over and subscribe to everything Mo Zamboni's on. Mo, tell the folks out there where they can find you and that rabble-rouser that you've been hanging out with.
Well, you'll find us on the Monday Hangover tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be talking about From Dusk Till Dawn. A very not kid-friendly movie, but one classic for the ages. And then our 100th episode on the channel that I started with all the friends in the chat on the GCA. We're probably going to have Gary from Neurotic on. We'll see. And then on Thursday, I have the Midday Mixer with Jay, where we talk about all things nostalgic and 80s and retro. So thanks for having me on, sir. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been awesome hanging out with MJ and Culture Casino as well.
Mo, it's always great to have you. And also, if we zoom in here, folks, take a look at that shirt down there. There's a purple text. I can almost see. Look at that. Criticless. And Mo, tell people what Criticless is in case they don't know.
Criticless is everything you want other review sites to be for movies and TV shows. Criticless.com is a fun way to review all your favorite TV shows and movies. It has a wonderful retro interface. It's super fun to use, and it just gives you the straight facts, the straight averages on all of the ratings, so you know exactly what people are thinking about the movies and TV shows out there. Go sign up and join Crit Club and have some fun.
I'm going to call it the Unrotten Tomatoes. MJ is magical wherever she might be found. Magically, MJ, tell the people out there where to go to get subscribed to you.
Oh, thank you so much. It was a pleasure being on with you guys. I apologize for all the noise in my building. My God, they're being so loud today, and they could have at least told us, right? Heads up, we're going to be very noisy today. But it was great being here with you guys. It's amazing. It's always a gift. It's a pleasure. It's an honor to be on with such amazing panelists, very talented, gifted people. Hail to everyone in the chat. God bless you guys. Thank you for being present. We love you. And you can find me on that Park Place on Mondays and Wednesdays at 12 on that Vash Sky Park Place. Of course, that's the new channel. Hail Vash, if you're listening. And Eric and Raph, we have a really cool, they have a really cool show on Fridays. I'm really honored to be a part of called Brood Banter. It's so much fun. It's like all of us just hanging out, right? Because they're all the way in Germany. It's like hanging out with them. Culture, we had a good time on Friday. And whenever Pro invites me on his show, you can find me. I'm pretty much everywhere. Oh, follow the Bradley's Fun, dear Lord. Our friend Ron, you guys have to follow him and watch The Dish and all his adventures with him and his beautiful family. All great friends, great pals, and I'm very happy to be a part of everything. Thank you so much.
And folks, we need you to support MJ. She is going to be on the Pro channel in a one-on-one for the very first time. I don't think we've ever done a one-on-one before for the main channel, have we, MJ? 4:30.
Not yet. I haven't. Sorry, I was on mute.
4:30 p.m. Eastern today. We're going to have that debut. Folks, be there at 4:30 p.m. Hit that like button as soon as it comes out and support MJ, where we're going to be telling lots of people to go check out her stuff there as well and really sending her a signal boost. But also, the conversation is going to be magnificent as we talk about the celebrities, the Holly Weirds, tearing into the man with Tourette's even more. They've gone farther. They've actually made Grace Randolph look like a saint. And that is almost impossible. That ain't right. And we're going to talk about it. Culture Casino ain't right. That's what they say. That's what his teachers told him all through school. Culture, though, is making the other YouTubers drool as they wish they could be him. Oh, bearded one, where should they go for more of you?
Yeah, do check out the main channel, Culture Casino. I try to make it as easy as possible. Culture Casino everywhere. It doesn't matter what platform. Go looking for that. I will be there. And pretty soon, I'm going to actually participate in Instagram, Bookface, and other places. So there's that. All the kids are doing it. Hello, fellow kids. Anyway, yeah, we got, let's see, about 2 videos per day plus a live stream every weekday. We do a lot over there, and sometimes I get great guests, and these guys are hard to partner with as guests because they're busy doing other stuff. So, but also check out that game place. We've reignited that courtesy of Pro, and you can join us in gaming at some of the very highest levels of membership over there. And I enjoyed not losing quite as much at Mario Kart on our stream Saturday, I think.
Let me tell you, that game place has absolutely taken off.
Yeah.
We're having a great time, folks, and it's fantastic to not cover bad news over there. We've got a place where, we got to cover the news. The news is often bad, but this is a place where we're just having fun all the time. And it has been so much fun to invite members and community members to hop in and play with us. Mo, you guys, you've been playing Mario Kart lately? You've been training up?
I actually recently got the Switch 2, so yes. So I have been playing. Yes.
Did you hit the lottery?
L77T.
Yeah. You must have hit the lottery.
That's an incentive for my son. If he brings up his grades just a little bit more, then he'll get the Nintendo Switch number 2. But for right now, there's no Nintendo number 2.
Culture, how many subscribers you got on Campione right now, Culture?
Oh, I you know what? I'm not keeping track. I got to get MJ on there and a couple other new ladies to do some Campione reacts, because I love pointing out that right now the culture is set up to divide us, and no more so than in the dating world and in relationships. And I think that one of the places to solve that is to call it out, point out what's ridiculous, and then maybe work on solutions.
The reason I asked was, whatever your next milestone is for Campione, you need to reward yourself with a Switch 2 when it happens.
No, you gotta hit the lottery if you want to do something like that.
Culture. You have 10,000 square feet of greenhouse. You can afford a Switch 2. Lauren's non-AI bald spot for $199. Shine on, my friends. Shine on. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, we say a huge thank you to everybody out there who made this show so wonderful. Thank you to Melly Mouse. Thank you to Mo. Thank you to MJ. Thank you to Culture. But most importantly, thanks to everyone out there who made the dream to stream come true yet again, bringing the truth with a capital T and shining that light on poor, poor Disney. We'll keep it up, folks, because you're here. Stay near. Subscribe if you're not yet. We'll see you real soon. Thank you one more time.